All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Monday, 18th of August, and it's a nice, comfortable night in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We're not getting slammed by any nasty heat, so that's really good. So returning to I call it the Myths League. I know somebody had mentioned the other day stopping in. It's just because I just, thought, well, didn't want to confuse it with Legend, Sports Universe, and all that kind of stuff. So, and a lot of these guys are larger than Legend and Myth, Mathewson, Ruth, Gehrig, Fox, whatever. So, but there you go. That's what it is. But this is a very, very heavily modified all-time greats roster for Out of the Park Baseball. So yeah, before I get started, and I'm probably going to do a more in-depth tutorial. I've done a couple tutorials for this game about creating leagues or any type of league that you want. Um, so I definitely want to do that. But just for anybody that's curious, just really, really quickly, I do want to show you how to at least get to the heart of it, and that's how to import players. It's actually pretty easy. So when you've created your league, if it's already created, like with team names and stuff, and if we, again, I'll cover this in a more in-depth tutorial. So this is just a real quick thing here. So when you go to MLB and you go to transactions, so you have two options. There's import free agents and export free agents, stuff like that. So don't really worry about this, but what you want to do is go to actions and import historical players. And then you have a choice of whether to just import, a player by just a single season by player, or all you need is just a comma delimited text file, CSV file. And if you have that file, you would just click on it. And basically, what it needs, and this is the real kind of power for creating pretty much anything you want in Out of the Park 26, and actually for quite a going way, way, way back. I don't even know how long. Um, so basically, you just need the player's reference ID, baseball reference ID. So like here, it shows here if somebody wanted to bring Babe Ruth on the Atlanta Braves, you'd see there's his baseball reference ID, then the season that you want, and then the club abbreviation. If you leave this blank, what it does is it would bring the player, just make the player a free agent. Okay. The destination team is whatever abbreviation maybe you've designated when you're setting up a custom league, or if there's already one set up. So if I were to actually, Babe Ruth's already in this league, but I actually could still, even though he's in this league, I could actually bring a doppelganger Babe Ruth onto that. So, and that's pretty easy. Again, it's just that you put the player's baseball reference ID, and I've actually put a CSV file in the Nebagreevy Discord. I just got to look for it. That has and it was somebody that did this in the Out of the Park forums. Like, it was just incredible. Just and what it has. It's the player's baseball reference ID, the rookie year of his career, his final year of his career, and there's no team designation. So, just as you're going through that list and everything like that, all you're basically doing is you're copying, pasting into a text file, and whatever that's called on a Mac, I don't know. I guess they're called text files too. Hey, Greg, how you doing? He said, yeah, Babe Ruth would be really old. The Atlanta Braves, no kidding. Good to see you, Greg. How about Andrew McCutcheon calling out accept all but name Pirates ownership? Really happy to see that. Um, you know, I don't know how much difference Kutch by himself can make, but that's pretty much that's unprecedented in Pirates history, really. So thank you, Kutch. Hopefully, Nutting will spend some money. I think we got a good core of a team. So anyhow, guys, that's how you do that. And then again, there would be a text file. Just save it like just somewhere, just whatever drive. And this little thing allows you. They put it to your Blue Jay. Say, yeah, we've been playing some like pretty strong baseball lately. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. This baseball season has been not one of the most exciting. It's not going to get out in history as a great year for baseball in terms of pennant races or anything like that. But I don't want to make any fearless predictions because I know who I'd like to see in the World Series this year, but I don't want to I don't want to throw the jinx out there. So anyhow, guys, you just go to whatever league you're in, MLB, and then just go to transactions, and this is where you just do all the things. So again, if it's just a single player, right here. So if I wanted to bring somebody onto, and let me also, so if you're like, it doesn't matter what club you're managing at this point either, because in your CSV file that you're creating, just already have those team abbreviations already set up if you want to actually put them on teams. So the nice thing about that is, of course, you can, you could, create your own all-time great franchise thing if you want. I gave a file to John DFW. If anybody else wants it, you can. What I did with that, it was a bit of a project, and it took a couple days to do it. Was to each player, great player, like sort of best single season WAR with the team with which he is most associated. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do, and I really, really do kind of encourage people, when you have a big sort of playground game like this, and digital diamond baseball and pocket pennant run, pure sim baseball, things like that. Hey, cousin, great to see you. Um, yeah, Greg. I wish the Pirates and Cardinals were better. St. Louis has had plenty of good years, as had the Pirates in the past, but certainly, um, I totally agree with you on both of those franchises. We're going to be doing a Cardinals game tonight. Actually, it's going to be Cardinals versus the Phillies. I did not pre-plan this, but yet we got a Cardinal fan and a Philly fan here. So that's going to be a good one. I think it's Schilling versus Gibson. Anyhow, so always playing commissioner mode. Just giving you guys a couple more tips. I am going to do. Somebody had asked and said, "Wow, this league looks really fun. Is there a tutorial?" And rather than have you like have to slog through the baseball or the out of the park baseball, I'll just do another one of these. I've done a number of these, but if there's still interest in people wanting to create the type of leagues that they want to create, be glad to show you. If you want to make a fantasy draft in this thing, just put in the player's baseball reference ID, his season, and go from there. If you want to do, you could do a season, you could do a thing like, just imagine that it's pretty infinite what you can do. Maybe you want to do somebody's, make a whole season of, maybe take 16 teams and just put all these guys in their rookie years. That might be kind of weird, or maybe their first full year in baseball. So pretty easy to do. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of possibilities. Which, now this is really spooky. Yeah, it's been a while. We haven't been in the postseason, Greg, since 2015, the Pittsburgh Pirates. So yeah, it's been 10 years, and this is the centenary of the 1925 World Championship. So this Friday night, since Bernie showed up, so then it's going to be the next edition of Diamonds and Dice, our podcast, and it's going to be a little bit more academic this time, not in terms of maybe using academic language, although that would be fun. But the subject this time around is about research resources for projects, for baseball projects, obviously. Not the Alan Parsons project or whatever, although they're great. So that's what that's going to be about. Bernie's going to be covering sort of print media, and I'll be covering digital media, web stuff, what have you. But I mean, there's definitely going to be some crossover as Bernie uses online stuff, and I read books and things like that. Hey, Clinton, God grant you many years. Happy birthday, my friend, and also already in my uh, message to you, memory eternal also. So Clinton saying good evening to all of us. He says, good evening, kiddies. So join us 10 p.m. this month. So again, that's Friday, this coming Friday. It's going to be on Bernie's channel. So we switch my channel one month, his channel the next, back and forth. When it's on Bernie's channel, he's better at keeping it to an hour. So, but come with questions, maybe come with ideas. You know what? Maybe some things that you guys do when you're going into a project. What research do you do, if any? And what resources do you use? Because I think it'd be Bernie and I think it would be a great way to sort of just kind of share ideas, kick them around the community because, we're not just like, we're not playing like, just a game of Monopoly here or something. I mean, we're simulating, even if we're doing leagues like this or we're doing season replays or whatever. Um, again, even to create a league like this takes considerable research. Again, we're hoping that people have been responding very favorably to the Diamonds and Dice podcast. So look for that Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Bernie Strom's channel, talking about baseball resources. So should prove to be a lot of fun. And again, we'd like to hear from you guys. What do you use, if any? Do you maybe read books about the season if you're a season replayer? Is there because I mean, a lot of times we'll say, "Oh, I want to play, I want to replay, we'll just say 1975, right? Whatever." But have you researched it, or is it just so ingrained in your memory? Or are you going to go back and read a book on that season? Or are you going to consult Baseball Reference, Baseball Almanac, Saber, Retro Sheet, what have you? And also with that is how closely. So just little pre-show questions. Do you guys really think about that? So that's for Friday night on Bernie Strom's channel, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And I forget, Bernie came up with a really nice title for it, and I can't remember what it is, but it's going to be fun. All right, so tonight's game in our Myths League is going to be the Cincinnati Reds versus the Philadelphia Phillies. And I'm sorry, it's I'd mentioned the Cardinal. I thought it was going to be a Cardinals game. So we do have actually a better matchup, Cardinals Brewers, Bob Gibson versus Mike Caldwell. And the reason I say right now is because we're into game 8 in this season, and the Cardinals are 6-1. The Brewers are 5-2. But the other one is a good matchup, though, too. Cincinnati Reds, Philadelphia Phillies. Both teams below 500 right now. But again, we're just in game 8. Jose Rijo against Kurt Simmons. So that could also be a fun game to do. So, just in case, I don't know, hopefully, Greg, you can make it, but if not, I'll use your comment if you don't mind on Friday. He says, does exhaustive research when you do boxing eras, so it might be interesting to do the same for baseball. Cool. Samuel Smith, how you doing? He says, good evening, movie recommendation, The Bronx is Burning, 5-part TV series based on the book. Reggie Jackson haters might not like it, but it's excellent. Thank you. So The Bronx is Burning, 5-part. Where is that being shown, Samuel, if you don't mind sharing with the family? Let everybody know where that is. I haven't heard of it, so would love to check that out. All right, so I'm gonna leave it up to chat. I mean, I can tell you what kind of the other lineups for tonight. And again, it's not like I just play one game and sim the rest on any given day. I don't do a lot of Yankees games here. Probably should. Yankees and Orioles. Lefty Gomez against Mike Mussina. That's a pretty good lineup there, or a pretty good matchup there. We got Rube Waddell against Blake Snell. So A's Devil Rays, but I don't even know if we have any Tampa Bay. It's free on YouTube. All right. I have not seen EFIS yet. I'm sorry. I will. I'm just trying to get back into broadcasting, doing this stuff here because the magic and work has been keeping me busy. Greg says you only didn't tend to like Reggie if he didn't play in your team. Greg says he liked Reggie everywhere, but with he says but with the Yankees, LOL. And she get to Joe Jackson. I did not check those yet today. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Wait, no, I didn't. No. And by the way, I wanted to ask you, cousin, how'd you do in the tournament? How did you do in the tournament? Did your 1911 A's fare better this year than the 29 A's did last year? So Ken Castro was in a APA tournament in Greenville, South Carolina, the birthplace of the great shoeless Joe Jackson. So I'm going to have to look at those museum pics. I haven't really been on the old FB past day or two, so I will check that out. Thank you, cuz. Appreciate it. What else do we got here? Astros Twins, but I'm not feeling that's terribly modern, I think. So I'm going to let you guys decide. Is it going to be Reds Phillies or Cardinals Brewers? You sent me the grim details. All right, I will double check. I haven't been on there that much this weekend. So grim, ugh, that doesn't sound too promising. Cause Clinton says, just to show my age, he says he saw Reggie smack one out of Fenway in a 7-2 win. Huck Harrelson hit the only home run for the Boston Red Sox. So Cousin Ken says, not good. You're done with taking A's clubs to tournaments. Ooh, ouch. All right. I mean, those are strong A's teams. So 1968. And Samuel Smith always bringing great movies and book recommendations. Book recommendation: Roll They Cried, novel about APA baseball. Well, there you go. That would be cool. Oh, I think I'd like that. I think I would like that. So there you go. Clinton says he warned Ken about taking A's teams. Wow. Okay. Well, geez, I don't know. So, cuz why not? Why not any Phillies teams? You know, and they are your team, right? All right. God, I don't know. Gibbs. I'm waiting for a decision. Is it going to be Cardinals, Brewers, or Reds, Phillies, guys? I'm suffering analysis paralysis here. White Sox, Pirates look pretty good here. Billy Pierce, Babe Adams. That'd be another possibility as well. So, I mean, any one of these games are a possibility. Even Yankees, Orioles, that would be fine. I don't think I've ever done a game where Lefty Gomez is starting here. So, oh, here we go. Everybody's showing their age. This is like comparing whatever. You know what I mean? Greg says to show my age, he saw Willie Stargell hit one into the pool behind Puck Jarry in Montreal in 1969. Wow. Stargell could crank him, that's for sure. I read somewhere that I guess in a lot of the ballparks at the time that they had stars like in these National League ballparks where right where Stargell hit some of his big bombs. So I don't know if that's apocryphal or not because I thought I saw a picture of one at Wrigley. I went to Wrigley Field to see baseball, but that was like obviously I was sitting in the grandstands because yeah, it's just what I'm about, man. Said you didn't warn me. You said take the Senators, and they didn't make the playoffs either. There's John DFW. How you doing, John? One of many, says Greg. Um, Clinton, I thought. Oh, well, that's right. Because Clinton, because he's saying here you got to start getting your mitts on Appa. So I thought you were an Appa player before, but then you like got into some other games or whatever. So all right, I'm still not seeing any. Well, you know what? Because man, I wish you know what we should just do just for fun. We could do an exhibition game, and we could do an exhibition game since we've got a Cardinals fan here. Greg likes the Pirates and the Cardinals, and we've got Ken, so we could just do a Phillies Cardinals exhibition game. But yeah, we'll see. It doesn't matter. So Clinton says he plays the Clones. Greg says they have a mark on the roof in orange paint where Dave Kingman hit one at Olympic Stadium in Montreal as well. Boy, there was another guy. God, incredible power. John says it was a long day at work. Well, one down, four to go, brother, if you're a Monday through Friday kind of guy. Clinton saying you have to work. Poor man. Clinton, yeah, but you put in you served your time, buddy. You served your time. And I've got to work tomorrow. Blah. Yeah, Kong, how about it? All right, you know what? I'm not going to worry about trying to make a decision. We're just going to do Yankees Orioles instead. So here we go. Yankees and Orioles. All right, so the Yankees will be visiting the Orioles, Oriole Park at Camden Yards specifically. And it's going to be a nice night for baseball. Clear skies, 51 degrees, and the wind blowing in from right at 6 miles per hour. Starting lineups for the New York Yankees, leading off at shortstop, the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto, batting second. At third base, Greg Nettles, batting third. In right field, Babe Ruth. Batting cleanup in center field, Joe DiMaggio, batting fifth at first base, Lou Gehrig. Batting sixth and catching, Bill Dickey. Batting seventh, second base, push him up, Tony Lazzeri. Batting eighth in left field, the awesome Charlie Keller. And pitching in, batting ninth, Lefty Gomez. No decisions yet on the year. 3.60 earned an average, a whip of 1.20, 3.6 strikeouts per nine innings, and 5.4 walks. For the hometown Baltimore Orioles slash St. Louis Browns, leading off in left field, Ken Williams. Batting second at first base, the great George Sisler. Batting third in right field, Ken Singleton. Batting cleanup, shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr. Batting fifth and catching, Chris Foyles. Batting sixth at the Keystone Sack, Brian Roberts. Batting seventh, third baseman, former St. Louis Brown, Harlan Clift. Batting eighth, awesome, great center fielder. We've got two great center fielders here in the game today. Paul Blair going to be patrolling center field, and pitching in batting ninth for the Baltimore Orioles, Mike Mussina. 0-1 in the season thus far with a 4.50 earned run average, a 1.75 whip, 9 strikeouts per nine innings, 2.2 walks. So let's get on the way here. There's no DH, baby, no DH. We don't do that stuff. We don't play that. We don't play that game here. No, unless I forget to turn it off or something. Midlife Crisis joins us here. Midlife Crisis, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. And he says there's a star painted above the 6 to 700 level tunnel in the Vet where Stargell hit the longest home run in that park. And he says, if you know the Vet, that's a shot. Wow. So I know it was very similar in construction to like Three Rivers and stuff like that. So if he hit it up there, good God, that's insane. So remember, question considering your yes, please either take a few bucks or food blankets, toys or pee pads to your nearest shelter. So guys, it's not my I don't I don't want to be just Clinton is making a very important request, more important than just you got a few bucks something or you get out to the store, help out your local animal shelter. It's a very good thing to do. Go ahead. So when I said I wish Clinton God grant you many years, which in the Orthodox Church is a way we say happy birthday, but I also said memory eternal. So Clinton's son, as we say also in the Orthodox Church, fell asleep in the Lord earlier this week. So it can be, kind of, Clinton knows we're family here. Jeffrey, welcome in. So was a legacy. It's kind of for his son, So huge fan of dogs. He says especially dachshunds. So please help out your local animal shelters. And if you want to, just do that in a quiet memory for Clinton's son, that would be wonderful. It's a good legacy for him, and it helps the animals out there. And believe me, pee pads, all that stuff, I know from having worked in shelters. Shelters are in desperate need of those things. You got old blankets, whatever. Or if your wife's a real clean freak and you don't have any old things hanging around, bang out a little check to him or something, or hit him up on Venmo or something. So again, Clinton, may the memory of your son be eternal, and God grant you many years, dear friend. Jeffrey says he came in just in time to hear about Stargell's blast at the Vet. Yeah, great story. So here we are, guys, at Oriole Park at Camden Yards for Game 8 in this Myths League, and this is going to be the New York Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles. So grab a beverage and hang out, talk some baseball. All right, here we go, looking at the starting defense for the St. Louis Browns slash Baltimore Orioles in left field. Ken Williams, by the way, baseball's first 30-30 man. In center field, deserved Gold Glover Paul Blair. And in right field, Ken Singleton. From first to third, at first base, one of the true immortals of the game, George Sisler, batting. Or at second base, Brian Roberts. At short, Cal Ripken Jr. Harlan Clift at third. Hard-hitting third baseman for the old St. Louis Browns. Behind the plate, Chris Hoyles. And on the mound, Mike Mussina. Leading off here is Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto hitting .241 with a run batted in. And we'll do a pan around a beautiful Oriole Park at Camden Yards. It's not quite PNC Park, but it's a great park. Excellent fans. I love that. There, you can see it going by you right now. That old railroad warehouse and Boog's Barbecue out there, out in front of that thing. And we are ready to go. The 1-2 pitch on the way to the scooter. And this is going to be a shortstop to shortstop play. Rizzuto to Ripken to Sisler for out number 1. All right. It's Greg Nettles now. Nettles hitting 350, 2 runs batted in. Lefty stands in. Mussina appears in, has the sign from Chris Hoyles. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch to Nettles. And he swings. This one's sinking line to the right. And coming in is Singleton, making a good play. That was good contact in that ball. So Ken Singleton staying with it as it looked like it was starting to knuckle a little bit on him. All right. And here we go. A Baltimore native batting in the number 3 slot, right fielder. This guy named Babe Ruth. So just a 154 start. Again, we're only in game 8, but it already has a home run. 2 runs batted in. Joe DiMaggio waits on deck. 2 down, top of the first here at Camden Yards. Count full on Babe Ruth. And here is the pitch. And Ruth swings, and this one's going to stay in the infield. Popped high in foul territory, first base side. And making the easy play is George Sisler. So the New York Yankees go in order here. We go to the bottom of the first at Oriole Park in Camden Yards. It's the Yankees nothing, and the Orioles coming to bat. Blair was a gazelle in center field. He definitely was. He definitely was. David, welcome in. David Baseball Demo says a chin wag, and then a game broke out. It happens. I know, man. It happens. It is crazy. Did Dwayne Martz sneak in here somewhere? I see his name. So yeah, we got Lefty Gomez. We got Lefty Gomez. So I think it's the first time I've ever done a game on this channel where I've actually had Lefty Gomez. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, the stream is missing. I know, right? I do a Yankees game and no Dwayne. How about that? Yeah, it's Paul Blair, even in these baseball sims, just amazing. Just love it, love it, love it. So let's look at the starting defense for the New York Yankees. In left field, Charlie Keller. There's a guy that doesn't get enough love. Charlie Keller, quite a capable baseball player. In center field, of course, Joe DiMaggio. In right, the Salt and the SWAT, the Bambino. No, we're not talking about that deer either, right? Yeah. Sandlot fans, Babe Ruth. At first base, the Iron Horse. Lugari gets second. Push him up. Tony Lazzari at short. The Scooter. The Money Store. Phil Rizzuto. How about it? Greg Nettles at the hot corner. Bill Dickey wearing the tools of ignorance tonight. I don't know, many were expecting Yogi Berra, but when you got 2 great catchers like Dickey and Berra, they're going to be splitting time. And on the mound, Lefty Gomez, I think making his channel debut. This is really weird, man. A Hall of Famer that, yeah. All right, leading off is baseball's first 30-30 man, Ken Williams. His 1922 season with the Browns was ridiculous. That's the Browns were just a game behind the New York Yankees at the end of the American League pennant race. On the young season, hitting 143 with 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in for Ken Williams. Lefty stands in. Gomez has the sign from Bill Dickey. And here we go with the bottom of the first inning. League hitting just 167 off Lefty Gomez, by the way. And Williams sends this one, just popped on the infield. And over there is Phil Rizzuto. And he will glove that little guy for 1 out. All right, here's George Sisler, 367 average, home run, 4 runs batted in. Well, yeah, the AstroTurf. Oh my God, yes. So, John, I just watched that the other week. All those Phillies, right? That AstroTurf, man, and Monsanto. I watched that, and I mean that literally gave me like the creepies, man. Just nasty stuff, and I forget what it is now with the chemical. This has been a couple weeks, but yeah, what? So guys, that's that. You can watch that on YouTube. That documentary about, and I think it's called, it's something like one of all my teammates dying or something like that. But it's just great. Just look it up, AstroTurf. Documentary. It's really scary, really scary. So Greg up there in Toronto. Yeah, Gary Carter. Just too many. All right, Sisler in the box, and he's ahead 3-0 against Lefty Gomez, and Gomez loses Sisler. So Sisler takes a trot down to first on 4 straight pitches. George Sisler with pretty good speed. Here's Kenny Singleton now. Singleton off to a good start in very early season, hitting 310, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. The 1-2 pitch. Let's see if Sisler goes. He does not. Singleton looks at a call. Strike 3. Fastball coming in from Lefty Gomez. And here's Cal Ripken Jr. Ripken hitting 387 with a run batted in. Got to update my player file. I don't like using face gen, so yeah. All right, Sisler at first, 2 away, bottom of the first. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And this one is going to go in the alley out into left center field off the wall. Sisler's got the speed to score, and he's going to score. And going in for 3, diving head first as DiMaggio gets the ball in, is Cal Ripken Jr. has got himself a triple and an RBI as gorgeous George Sisler comes in to score, and the Orioles strike first here in the bottom of the first. So 1-0, and here's Chris Hoyles, Cal Ripken Jr., just 90 feet away at third base. 0-2 pitch from Lefty Gomez. Hoyles, this one a knee buckling called strike 3. But 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. Baltimore leads this one 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. It'll be DiMaggio, Gehrig, and Dickey batting for the Bronx Bombers. Joe DiMaggio in the season hitting 286 thus far, 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. Mike Mussina rubbing up the ball, now sets, and the 2-0 pitch. DiMaggio swings, this one going out toward right center field, ranging over to his right, and hardly ever any doubt that Paul Blair can't get to a ball, making a nice play out there in center field for out number 1. And here is the great Lou Gehrig off to a slow start, hitting just 136, but does have a home run, 3 runs batted in for Gehrig. All right, Mussina ready to deal to the Iron Horse. Here's the 0-1 pitch. So Gehrig and Ripken in the same game. This one, little tapper to first, going to be close, and they're not going to get Gehrig. So Sisler a little late on the throw, and that little kind of slow roller out there on the infield. So Lou Gehrig, for all his power, he'll take that infield single. All right, here's Hall of Fame catcher Bill Dickey. Dickey hitting 211 with a home run. And here we go. Mussina deals to Dickey. First pitch swinging. This one a little flare out into right field, and that gets down for a base hit. And sliding head first in there is Lou Gehrig. So Gehrig moves to third on the play. Runners at the corners for the New York Yankees. 1 out now for push 'em up. Tony Lazzeri, brother Jack Dawson. Welcome in, my friend. Little Orioles-Yankees action here. All right, so Lazzeri 0 for 3 start for the season. Here's the pitch. And this one is gonna get by Chris Hoyles, and it's a wild pitch. So Lou Gehrig scores, and in the top of the second, thanks to the wild pitch, the Yankees tied up. It's now 1-1. Dickey moves to second on the wild pitch. Lazzeri back in the box, and the 1-0 pitch to push him up. And Lazzeri cranks this one out to center field, but it ain't deep enough, baseball fans. Paul Blair hustling and makes the catch. All right, 2 down now, and brings up Charlie Keller. So David Baseball Demos is doing, and if he's still here, if you wouldn't mind typing for just a couple sentences, David, you have a really interesting project going on. You want to let folks know. I caught your Strat unboxing a couple weeks ago. That was super cool to watch. I know, brother, you were lamenting about your credit card and stuff like that, but you know what? There's a lot worse things you can spend your money on. You can't take it with you, and there's a lot of good baseball for you to play. So that was really fun, David. Really fun to watch. There we go. The Demolition League 2024. So David, what's it about, man? What's it about? I want people to, like advertise your product or your projects on here. Let people know what you're doing. I mean, I know you bigger channel comparison to this, but part of the family, brother. So the Demolition League 2024, guys. All right, here is Charlie Keller. Keller hitting just 120, 3 runs batted in. So he's going where Angels fear to tread Thursday night. So guys, check it out Thursday night. If you haven't subscribed to Baseball Demos, please do so. Always fun stuff. 10 teams, 54 game schedule. 1-0 pitch on the way. Keller swings, and this one popped high in the infield, third base side, and in foul territory. Harlan Clift makes the catch. So 1 run thanks to the Mike Mussina wild pitch and 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. We are knotted at 1 as we go to the bottom of the second inning, and it will indeed be Roberts, Clift, and Blair. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. David Baseball Demos, check it out. The Demolition League 2024. All right, Brian Roberts hitting 385, a home run, 2 ribbies for him. Lefty Gomez, 2 strikeouts and a walk. 1-1 your score. 1-0 pitch on the way from Gomez, making his channel debut here. Swung on, and a little dying quail that's going to get down for a base hit. So second base, he's going to go for 2, and the throw in. I was just looking away. I thought it was just your basic little single there, but how about it? So looks like it was a little tough ball to get to, and Brian Roberts has himself a double. So here we go. Anyhow, so Todd all the way across the board here, and here's Harlan Clift, again, former member of the St. Louis Browns, hitting 211 with an RBI. Righty stands in. And the 0-1 pitch to Clift. And Clift skies this one out to right field and back. And this one is gone. Big shot there. I looked like that was going to be caught. But opened the window, Aunt Minnie. Harlan Clift, who I was just about to mention had some decent pop in his bat, knocks it out of here. And the Orioles, 3-1. I do not think this is going to be a picture pretty game. So let's have a look at that one again. Exit velocity in this, 96 mile an hour. Big towering shot there. And there we go, 3 rows back. Touch them all, Harlan Clift, representing the St. Louis Browns here at Oriole Park in Camden Yards. All right, here's Paul Blair. Paul Blair, a home run, 2 runs batted in, 217. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the great center fielder, this one hard hit grounder to short. Plenty of time for Rizzuto, and he will go to first for the 6-3 putout. So 1 away brings up the pitcher, Mike Mussina. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Mussina cuts and misses, and Gomez picks up a strikeout there. And a curveball, his 3rd of the game. Swing around back to the top of the order for Ken Williams. 0-1. 1-0 pitch. Flew out to center his last time up. Williams cuts on this one. Looks like he's going to go to center again. And this time DiMaggio's got to play it off the carom, off the base of the wall. And Ken Williams says St. Louis Browns have shown up to show these Baltimore Orioles how to play a little baseball. So Ken Williams with a 2-out double. And here comes George Sisler. Sisler in the box. Last time up, a 4-pitch walk issued to him by Lefty Gomez. 1-0 delivery now, and hard hit ball. Nice diving stop there at second, but then hurrying his throw, Lazzari. So they're going to call that one E4, and Sisler will be safe. And moving to third on the play is Ken Williams. So runners at the corners for Baltimore, 2 out. Gomez makes a great diving stop, which saves a run. But also allows more speed on the base paths now. 2 St. Louis Browns on now as a Baltimore Oriole comes to bat. Ken Singleton, 0-1. Gomez working out of the stretch. 3-0 pitch, and that one missing low and inside. Ball 4, and the bases are sold out with Birds and Browns. Brings up Cal Ripken Jr. now. 1-for-1 with an RBI in this game. Ripken looking up just for a second, reverently to first base. Maybe a little subtle homage to the great Lou Gehrig. Now Ripken digs in. And the 0-1 pitch. They got him loaded. Can they capitalize? And Ripken. Oh, this went over the head of Rizzuto into center field. And how about that? So Cal Ripken Jr. comes through, and they do capitalize. Two-run single by Cal Ripken Jr., and now the Orioles pulling away. It is 5-1. So Baseball Demos continues his Thursday night radio broadcast, pitch by pitch, 1976 August 12th game, Boston and California. Oh, that's going to be a great one. Luis Tiant versus Nolan Ryan. And radio only, no video. That's going to be fun. Since he'll be playing the game on Diamond Mine Baseball, baby. Cool. And broadcasting pitch by pitch. Greg says, sounds good. He says, I'll come by. He says, August 12th, 1976 was your 17th birthday. So, Greg, yeah, my natal anniversary was the 13th. So you and I, there we go, man. Leo's, and yeah, it's cool, man. You got to be my brother from another mother. All right. So we got 2 on and 4 in here in the second inning for the Baltimore Orioles / St. Louis Browns. And here's Chris Hoyles now. He's nothing for one. Singleton at second, trailing him. Cal Ripken at first. And Lou Gehrig does indeed thank Cal Ripken for the homage. So baseball's 2 iron horses over there on the right side of the diamond. Here's the 1-0 delivery now. Oh, Mel Stottlemyre in there. So Gomez's day is done. Bouncer to third. Nettles has it, and he will take it to the bag himself. 5 unassisted. Side retired, but Baltimore plates 4. We head to the top of the third inning. The Baltimore Orioles lead the New York Yankees here in the Myths League 5-1. 5-1. 6 days away from your 21st. There you go. So remember, guys, once the new update to Pocket Pennant Run Baseball comes out, because you don't have to install seasons for that game, I do want to start a fun family project here that we can do just every once in a while. We just pick a game from history, and very easy to put it into Pocket Pennant Run. We can just talk about the game, whatever. Well, so maybe it's a game that you went to, a game that was very pivotal in baseball history, whatever. There's no real criteria. But I want to wait till this. Paul Fay is saying probably they're hoping 31st August will be the next update of Pocket Pennant Run. I can tell you guys it looks really nice. Looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. Modern Relic, welcome in, bud. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Greg says just subscribed. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Or appreciate to Baseball Demos, I'm guessing. Yeah, because how would you, right? Anyhow, we do. So Baseball Demos, great stuff. Baseball Demos is the reason why I'm on here, even though he doesn't know it. Modern Relic, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. All right, so Mel Stottlemyre is going to lead things off here. So Lefty Gomez, Hall of Fame pitcher, the man who lamented about Jimmy Fox, about saying that Jimmy Fox, even his hair has muscles, making his channel debut. I can't believe I've been doing this since 2017, 2018. I don't think that Lefty Gomez has ever pitched a game on this channel and gets knocked out of the box. So Stottlemyre leading things off, 1 for 2 in the season. There we go. Musina to deal. 1-0 pitch on the way to the Yankee reliever, at least for tonight. 2-hopper to second, and getting his glove around that ball is Ryan Robertson. He goes on to George Sisler to first. Score that one 4-3. Back at the top of the order now for the Bombers, and it's none other than the money store here, and he is nothing for one. Here's the wind and the pitch. Rizzuto looks at one. This one painting the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Framed nicely by Chris Hoyle. So Musina picks up his first strikeout of the game. And here's third baseman Craig Nettles. He is nothing for one. 0-1 pitch on the way to Nettles. Line to Singleton back in the first inning. And this one's going to be just a little dribbler to second. And up with it is Roberts. 3 up, 3 down. Go the New York Yankees. We go to the bottom of the third. And the Orioles lead the Yankees 5-1 in this Myths League. And Modern Relic says he's doing well. Greg Gorecki says, always liked Mel. And I told his son Todd that when he pitched for the Blue Jays. There we go. So let's look at Mel Stottlemyre's record here in this Myths League. And again, all pitchers are set to default modern era. Didn't want the 19th century dead ballers to get just a uh, crazy advantage, and also helps out the more modern American League sissies. I mean, pitchers who no longer have to hit. Anyhow, Stottlemyre, 3 2/3 innings worked thus far in this season, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and a 4.91 earned run average. All right, here we go. Brian Roberts, 1 for 1 in the game, 5-1 your score here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 pitch on the way now. Doubled his last time up, did Roberts, and this one, high fly ball deep to right, going back, open the window, Aunt Minnie. This time she had to move the old rhubarb pie, and there goes Brian Roberts, 380-foot bomb out to right field, and there we go, the little broken light Easter egg, whatever have you, for from the natural. Let's have a look at that one, because let's face it, next to the triple, the home run is pretty damn cool. How about it? All right, here we go. And there she blows. There she blows. Let's see. Almost. Not quite. I was wondering if it's going to hit the lady out there trying to get the, over there at Boog Powell's barbecue. All right. So 6-1 Baltimore, but we're going to just keep it going here because it's never about the game here anyhow. It brings up Harlan Clift now. Harlan Clift with a home run in this game, part of that 4-run second inning for the Baltimore Orioles. And here is the pitch. It's a 2-run shot by him. And this one, line drive, base hit into right field. So Harlan Clift, again, representing here for the St. Louis Browns. They've basically been to Camden Yards. One of the things I love about it, the seats, they have the logo like punched through in the iron of the seats of the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. So super cool. Excellent fans down there. Love to talk baseball. So Paul Blair now at the plate. 0-for-1. Harlan Clift, occasional speed there at first. Count 2 balls, 1 strike. Blair grounded out his last time up. Lazy fly ball out to shallow left field. And coming on is Charlie Culler, calling off Joe DiMaggio, and makes the grab. So quickly, Harlan Clift gets back to first. And here's Mike Mussina. Thank you guys for joining us tonight for a little bit of baseball. And a little shift on from Mussina. Roller back to the mound. A little bunt action there. Looked like a more of a drag bunt situation. And Harlan Clift moves to second. So 2 down now for Ken Williams. We're back at the top of the Orioles order. Ken Williams, 1-for-2 in the game. And 1-2 is the count. And late call by the umpire. Called strike 3 on a sinker. But the Orioles tally a run on 2 hits, no errors. And they leave a runner. We go to the top of the fourth. The Orioles lead the Yankees 6-1. And there's D. Scott Howard. He said, "You kids, get off my yard." How you doing, D. Scott? So D. Scott looks like those Milwaukee Brewers are going to be a force to contend with. Because let's face it, the Dodgers have it sewn up there. Your Dodgers in the National League West, and nobody's going to catch the Brewers in the National League Central. So, what do you think? I mean, the Brewers' best record in baseball. What's the deal with those guys, man? They're turning it on. Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, and Lou Gehrig. Really like the ball tracker. Adjustable in what way, Modern Relic? Because I mean, I have it turned on, but I mean, as far as adjustable, do you mean like on and off or timing? I'm not quite sure. So let me know what you're asking. But yeah, I I like it even when I'm not doing games online. It's just I like it to be able to follow. It just looks cool. I like it. Nice way to follow the ball. Because I don't use the follow ball camera. I don't like it. I mean, it's a nice touch, but it's not for me. Weak division, National League Central. Yeah, but they're beating people outside their division, buddy. So I don't know, man. They just wow. I mean, but again, the Cubs let me down this year. I mean, I knew the Bucks weren't going to go anywhere, but I was hoping the Cardinals would do something as well. Somebody knocked off those Brewers, but Here we go. I realize we still have 6 weeks of baseball left, but I think we can pretty much, well, except for I think the American League Central, I'd say it's all pretty much decided. Is it the American League Central? Is that the one, or is it the AL East? There's one of them. There's like one game or two games or something. I forget which. I know it's just American League. So, a passing with no, I don't think so. But we can look. Let's look at the options here really quickly. I don't think. Yeah. So yeah, this is just draw a ball flight arc. It's just always. I have it on always. So all you can do is just when you want to have it on. But no, there's no way to actually adjust that. So that'd be nice for them to pardon me, to look at. Robert RJL Network. He says Instant Karma's going to get you. That counts. How you doing, my friend? Seeing you've been doing some demo games. When are you actually gonna? When's your? Have you started? When's opening day? Let people know what's going on, please. Baseball Demos just saw the Marlins have a pitcher named Jansen Junk. Very unique game. Very unique name. Yeah, sounds kind of really old school. So, Robert, when's opening night? When's opening night? Or have I missed? No, I know I haven't missed it. I think we just did a demo game last night, right? So, guys, there's another excellent channel. So, between Baseball Demos, RJO Network, you're covered with excellent baseball. Robert, so for any of you that play Inside Pitch, by the way, Robert was showing the advanced version of Inside Pitch. What was that, Robert? I caught that. It was like last week or something like that. Looks really cool. I think it looks, I mean, the charts, everything looks really nice. So if you are an Inside the Pitch fan, or you're considering Inside the Pitch, catch Robert's broadcast on the advanced. It looks really super cool, and in a way looks a bit more streamlined, even though it's advanced, I guess. Robert says, Inside Pitch 1919 is going strong, but Inside the Pitch Advanced, so that's going to start 5th January 2026. Gotcha. All right, this is thumbs up for the Lennon reference. There you go. Got a sense of humor. Beatles says Clinton Parks. Someone's a diehard Oriole fan. Know he's enjoying the shit out of this game. Nice. Well, then I'm very happy we're doing it. We're gonna play it out, man. Chris Davis of Inside Pitch says he can create any season he asked for from 1940 on. Okay, now you're starting to get my attention, because man, I've been saying, could he do something before 1959, 1955, whatever? Because I would actually pick up the game if I could play the 1941 season or the 1949 season. Those are, for 1940s baseball, those are great seasons, 41 and 49. I would definitely be on board. I do like the way that the advanced version looks, the charts, everything, guys. So do check it out. RGO Network. All right, here's Babe Ruth. He is nothing for one. Musina ready to deal now against the Baltimore native. Count even. Ruth popped out to Sisler's last time up, and this one, routine fly ball to left field, and ranging a bit to his corner is Ken Williams, and he's going to bring it down for out number one. We'll see what selection or see what season is selected after next selection show. By the way, guys, too, one more shout out for RJO Network is he was like, at last check, I think he was like 7 away from, and he and I mean, I know he has to use the term subscribers for YouTube, but you guys are family. So if you haven't become a member of the RJO Network, that family, please do, and let's get Robert to 1,000. Good stuff, and Robert's built an incredible community there, and he's such an important part of this family as well. So let's get him to 1,000 and beyond. RJO Network, why don't you go on over? If you haven't subscribed, please do now. Robert is the most unique broadcaster. Okay, so Robert is 8 family members away. Come on, guys. We can do this. There's 18 of you right now. And I know we don't get a lot of cross-pollination between these two families. Can we get it done for Robert by the end of this broadcast? Please, guys. 18 people watching right now. Please do. Robert is one of the good guys in this great community. All right. Bernie Strom was in here earlier. Make sure to please check out that channel, subscribe, and Bernie and I will be on Friday night on his channel, 10 o'clock. And the topic this month, this month is going to be resources. What resources do you use for your baseball projects in terms of research, if any? All right, here's the Yankee Clipper now. DiMaggio, nothing for one. Mussina keeping these big bats quiet so far. DiMaggio swings, gets good contact on this one, but you're not going to get a ball past Paul Blair unless it goes out of the ballpark. Paul Blair calling him off, brings it in. 2 down. Of course, the that beaning of Paul Blair that Ron Luciano talks about in his great book, His Memory Be Eternal, of course, Ron Luciano, who, of course, baseball umpire, but played for the Detroit Lions. And he said that, he saw a lot of nasty stuff in American football. He said, but the worst thing that he saw in professional sports was Paul Blair getting beaned. Just, oof. Paul Blair, what a great center fielder. Not in the Hall of Fame, of course, but you know what? I have no trouble defensively at all saying the name Paul Blair right along with, names like Duke Snyder, Trispeaker, whatever. Paul Blair was phenomenal. Never got to see him play, but everything I've read. All right, here's the Iron Horse. Gehrig 1 for 1 in the game. Has one of the 2 Yankee hits in this game. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes on Columbia Lou. And this one, just a routine grounder to second base. So Chris Roberts up with it, or Brian Roberts, I'm sorry. And New York goes quietly. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be George Sisler, Ken Singleton, and Cal Ripken Jr. Sisler 0 for 1 with a walk in this game. And here's the 1-0 pitch. And this one, just routine fly ball, coming in a little bit there in left field. Charlie Keller trots over on the proverbial horse and makes the catch. All right, so there we go. Parallel League says he's family member number 993. Love it. David says, don't be mean and be the 1,000 subscriber to RGL and then unsub to put him back to 999. Oh, my God. So Bernie says, speaking of beaning, on this date in 1960, oh, yeah. On this date in 1967, Tony C., that was the night Tony C. was banned. He said he was there. Bernie, I know you shared that one night when we were talking on Diamonds and Dice. Oof. Just Bernie's retelling the story. You always got to think what could have been, what might have been. That just brutal. Just really quickly, I was reading, and I'll be talking about this. I'll be talking the resource on Friday night. But I was looking through 1921 Spalding's Baseball Guide over the weekend, and they were making the strong case for the batting helmet, and bringing up, of course, the tragic death of Ray Chapman in the 1920 season when he was hit by submariner Carl Mays. It wasn't a spitball that killed him, but just the strong argument, and baseball kind of just. But Tony C. getting hit anyhow, and oof. Dangerous stuff, man. Dangerous stuff. But I guess you know that going in. All right, here's Ken Singleton. He's batting in the 3 slot. Cal Ripken Jr. waits on deck. 1 down, 6-1 your score. Glad we have some good chatter in here tonight anyhow. 2-0 pitch. And this one is going to be a little seeing eye single, splitting second and short right up the middle. So here we go again, as Baltimore puts up its 8th base hit. And here's Cal Ripken Jr., perfect 2 for 2. 3 runs batted in for Cal Ripken. 2-run single back in the second. Ripken sends this one high, but not terribly deep out to right, ranging over to his right. And giving chase is Babe Ruth. calls off the Yankee Clipper and brings it down for out number 2. Here's Chris Hoyles. Pedal League says, I was sleeping and woke up hearing the Yankees. The Yankees suck chant. All right, here's Chris Hoyles. It's a rare Yankee game I'm even doing on here, man. But here we go. 2-2 pitch. Hoyles grounded out his last time up. This one could be trouble. But nope, back on it this time is Joe DiMaggio. We want you on our side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. We head to the top of the 5th inning. The Baltimore Orioles lead the New York Yankees here in the Mist League 6-1. Mike Mussina will face Bill Dickey, Tony Lazzeri, and Charlie Keller. Dickey in the game, 1 for 1. Again, getting the start at catcher tonight. Splitting some time with the Yogi Berra. 0-2 pitch to Bill Dickey. And we talk about getting hit. Bill Dickey drove a little bit there. Right in the ribs, where Bob Gibson said you're supposed to hit hitters, is in the ribs, because they can't move their body as quickly as they can move their head or dive if it's going toward their feet. So, Hoot would approve of the Bill Dickey plunking right there. And Bob Gibson, of course, famously saying in that same interview, he said, I never threw at anybody. He said, when I threw, I hit people. All right, here's Push'em-up. He's nothing for 1. Dickey on at first. Nobody out. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And swing and a miss. That one, a little knuckle curve action there by Mike Mussina. And Lazzeri just looking really bad on that pitch. All right, 1 away now for left fielder Charlie Keller. Nothing for 1. And the 0-2 pitch. Keller, swing and a miss. Fastball. So Mussina mixing it up, picking up his 3rd K of the game. And here's Mel Stottlemyre. We'll see if they're going to allow him to pitch for him or bat for himself. And they are.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Mussina retires the side on strikeouts. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. This one becoming a yawner. It's Baltimore 6 and New York 1. Andre Dawson took a nasty one to the face with the Cubs. Modern relic reminding us. So parallel league, and Greg greeting each other here. Guess the Hawk didn't duck. And Modern Relic says clearly not enough. All right, Brian Roberts, Harlan Cliff, Paul Blair due up here. The 6, 7, 8 of this Orioles order here. Bottom of the 5th at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Stottlemyre peers in, has the sign from catcher Bill Dickey. And here is the pitch. Brian Roberts, first pitch swinging. And this one, just a little dribbler to second, going to stay in the park. Of course, he homered his last time up. Score that one, 4-3. Little routine action there by Push'em-up Lazzeri. Harlan Cliff has him a dinger in this game. 2 RBI, 2 for 2 on the day. 1-0 pitch on the way from Stottlemyre. Cliff swings, and great play over there, ranging quickly to his right. Gehrig up with it and takes it 3 unassisted, waving off Mel Stottlemyre. All right, Dave Steeb, draft as an outfielder. Baseball Dental says Robin Ventura took a nasty one to the face from Nolan Ryan's fist. Yeah. I don't know, man. You got to be, man, charging Nolan Ryan like that was something. That I saw the video of that, and Nolan Ryan had a hell of a hook on him, didn't he? All right. I mean, Nolan Ryan didn't mess around either. Bam. All right. Here's Paul Blair. Nothing for 2. 0-2 count on the way. And the center fielder drills this one out to right field. Will it be deep enough? No, it will not. Short of the track. Babe Ruth making the play. So the Baltimore Orioles actually go in order for the first time in this game. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Baltimore still leads New York 6-1. These Yankees wondering where Dwayne Martz is. They need Dwayne Martz. Yankees clearly impressed by Mussina, signed him away from the Orioles. All right, here we go. Mussina ready to face Phil Rizzuto at the top of the order. Greg Nettles and Babe Ruth. 3-1 pitch on the way to the scooter. And this one hit high, and this one could be trouble. And this one is indeed trouble. Phil Rizzuto, little scooter Phil, cranks one way out to left center field. And the Yankees pick up a run here in the 6th. It's 6-2 in favor of the Baltimore Orioles. And we've got to look at it again. Just call the money store, pal. Exit velocity ness 100 miles an hour, and it's gone. It is just gone. So, yeah. Touch them all, Phil Rizzuto. All right, here's Greg Nettles now. So Musina's kept the big, dangerous Yankee bats quiet. Of course, Phil Rizzuto comes through with the dinger. How about that? Check the bat for corks is Greg Gorecki. How about it? I mean, he killed that ball, boy. That was almost like a Mickey Mantle shot or something. He cranked it, huh? All right, here's Greg Nettles. Greg Nettles is nothing for 2. 1-2 is the count, and grounded out to Roberts his last time up. And this one, fly ball center field. Paul Blair ranging back and to his right a little bit, and he sets his sights on it and brings it down. Says, that one is mine. All right, here's the Bambino. He has nothing for 2 in this game. Count even on Ruth, 2-2. Ruth swings and lazy fly ball out to left field, and hustling over to his left is Ken Williams. Brings it out for out number 2. Here's Joe DiMaggio. Also, nothing for 2. So again, the big bombers for the Bombers not getting it done thus far. And on the 2-0 pitch, the Clipper sends this shallow fly ball to left, and it's a Ken Williams show out there in left field. So a run on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Oriole Park, Camden Yards. The Baltimore Orioles leading the New York Yankees in the Miss League 6-2. And I call it the Miss League because the guys are legends, a lot of them. But we got Legend Sports Universe, and I didn't want to get all confuzzled with that. So I called it Myths League. I know one might not think of some of these players as myths, but you know what? I just didn't have my I have 2 neurons, and one decided not to fire that day at all. So mea culpa, mea culpa. All right, stop right there. Scooter in Paradise, says Parallel League. All right, it's going to be Musina, Williams, and Sisler due up for the Browns and Birds. And Musina swinging on the first pitch, and Musina is going to send this one past short and into left field for a base hit. So Musina helping out his cause a little bit, as Rizzuto just not tall enough to get to that ball. All right, back to the top of the order now for Ken Williams. He's 1 for 3. Musina, no speed at first. 3-0 pitch, doubled his last time up, and Stottlemyre loses him. So Musina at second, Ken Williams at first. Just don't misspeak. Oh, he's back. He's back. Parallel League is back in fine fessel indeed. All right. George Sisler, nothing for 2. Lefty in the box. And here's the pitch from the great George Sisler, and sinking line drive to left field. Charlie Keller on his horse grabs it right about the stirrups there, right about the stirrups. All right, so 1 away, and here's Ken Singleton now. He's 1 for 2. 2 on, 1 down, 6-2 Baltimore lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch on the way.
Strike 3.
Oh, Singleton, just nothing but air, displacing some oxygen, nitrogen, argon, and some other noble gases here around Oriole Park at Camden Yards. 2 away, and here's Cal Ripken Jr. He's having a pretty good day. He's 2 for 3 and responsible for half of the 6 Baltimore Oriole runs. 0-2 pitch on the way. This one hit deep to second, and the only play is going to be at first, and that's enough for out number 3. Lazzeri thought about going to second, but realized, hey, there's 2 outs. All right, side retired, and Baltimore held scoreless now for 3 innings. We go to the top of the 7th. Baltimore still leading New York 6-2. Scoring in this game, Baltimore posted 1 in the first, 4 in the second, and 1 in the third. The Yankees 1 in the second and 1 in the 6th. Lou Gehrig, Bill Dickey, and Tony Lazzeri due up for the New York 9. Musina with 4 strikeouts. Still some good gas in the tank there. 0-2 pitch on the way to the Iron Horse. Gehrig swinging a miss. Little sinker full in the Iron Horse there, just flailing a little bit. Here's Bill Dickey now, 1 for 1. Lefty in the box. Here's the pitch, 2-0 on the way. Dickey swings, And this one, little flare out into center field. The New York Times, that will read like a line drive tomorrow. All right, so Bill Dickey on at first, and here's Pushim up now. He is nothing for two. 0-1 pitch on the way to Lazzeri. Lazzeri cuts on this ball. Line drive, base hit. A little soft liner out into center field. So the Yankees trying to do a little bit of dead ball chipping away at it instead of going for the big bomb. And here is Charlie Culler, although the man with the big bomb, Phil Rizzuto, in terms of distance. Charlie Culler, nothing for two here. Two Yankees on, one down in the top of the seventh. 1-1. And a balk is called to Mike Mussina, and he's looking at the umpire saying, "What in the actual company, fire truck are you talking about, man?" All right, so two Yankees now in scoring position on the Mussina balk, and Keller back in the box, and here's the 1-1 pitch from the stretch, and this one out to center field. This is going to get down, base hit. Charlie Keller has himself an RBI. Actually, has himself a 2 RBI. All right, so Culler with a 2 RBI single. Yankees making it a ball game now here. In the top of the seventh with one down, and here's the man everybody's been waiting for, Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle coming in to pinch hit. Stottlemyre's day is done. Greg Gorecki says, "What team does Minotaur play for?" We can got to look around here. Anything you want to? We can look at rosters at the end. As Greg Gorecki says, when my boy Dwayne Kuiper hit his only home run, he crushed it as well. Made it all the way to the second row. You gotta love it when those guys do that. And I mean they come out big. All right, so Mickey Mantle. I know that if Dwayne Martz was managing or was running or had a league like this, he'd be starting Mantle over DiMaggio in center field. So, but anyhow, the Mick 0 for 3 in the young season. Again, we're just in game 8. So Mickey batting lefty against Mussina. Yankees plating 2 here, 6-4 in the top of the seventh. And here's the pitch to Mickey Mantle. Mantle swings, and this one up the chimney, and it's going to come right down there into the glove of Cal Ripken Jr. So we'll see whether the Mick stays in this game. I highly doubt it. Back at the top of the order, Phil Rizzuto with a home run his last time up. And Rizzuto first pitch swinging, room service Browns over there to third, and going to second, Harlan Clift. Seventh inning stretch time as the Yankees put 2 runs on the board on 3 hits. Score 6-4. Yeah, I've got to put in a better sample. The crowd, man, they just kind of lost it there. I was singing along there with "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and they kind of just said, we're just going to sit down. All right, anyhow, 6-4 to score, bottom of the seventh, and Dylan Betances is in there now. So looking at his record, 1 2/3 worked in this season as far as giving up a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. So, the Mick does not stay into play center field. I would have put Mick in there, left him in, right? Why not? But what are you going to do? What you going to do? Hey, bada boom, bada bing. So Parallel League asking, didn't the Minotaur have an Achilles heel injury? Achilles heel. Making up for lost time there, brother. I know you are. All right, here we go. Betances thin. Has a sign from Bill Dickey. Chris Hoyles, nothing for 3. Here's the 2-1 delivery. And swung on, and this one out to center field. This one has some distance, but Joltin' Joe calling off the Bambino makes the catch right near the wall. So gave it a good long ride there, did Chris Hoyles, but to no avail. All right, here's Brian Roberts having a good day at the plate. He's got a solo homer. He's 2 for 3 in this game. And it is a common misconception. Oh, my God, you guys are killing me over here. You're killing me. Clinton Park says, geez, I have to, he says, yeah, you have to broadcast. Part of his shtick was to find take me out to the ball game. Come on, Beats, increase the shtick. All right. Roberts in the box. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Grounded out to Lazaria's last time up. And he's going to ground out to push him up again. 4-3 for the second out of the inning. All right. Brings up Harlan Cliff now. Cliff with a homer in this game. 6-4 your score in the bottom of the seventh. 0-2 pitch on the way to Harlan Cliff. And Harlan Cliff gets plunked. So, tries to get out of the way. So, 97 miles an hour on that pitch, but Harlan Cliff, he's old school. He just looks at Delin Betance and says, yeah, right, okay. Anyhow, here's Paul Blair now. Blair, nothing for 3. Count full on Paul Blair. Flew out to Babe Ruth back last time up, and boy, can't catch up to that one. So Paul Blair goes down on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and runs, no hits, no errors. And we head to the top of the 8th. Baltimore 6, New York 4. So the Orioles have been held quiet now for the past 4 innings. Bunch of goose eggs up there. 6-4, though, is your score. And we'll see Greg Nettles, Babe Ruth, and Joe DiMaggio do up. Mussina still gas in the tank. 5 strikeouts through 7 innings of work. Earl Weaver not budging yet. 2-1 pitch on the way to Nettles. Here it comes. Nettles swings, and just a little too high and not deep enough. Short of the track, Singleton brings it down for out number 1. Babe Ruth now. Look at determination on his face. Pretty good, even though I don't like face gen. Face gen's gotten better. That's a better looking Babe Ruth. The sideburns a little long there, though. There we go. Count full on the Salt No Swat. Flew out to left his last time up. Not made any real strong contact in this game, but there you go. Base it up the middle for Babe Ruth. The Baltimore native makes the wide turn at first, and he will hold there. All right, here's Joe DiMaggio now. Potential tying run at the plate in the Yankee Clipper, who is nothing for 3. Mussina with the 0-2 delivery. Oh, no, we've got Stu Miller on in relief, and Stu Miller gives up the line drive. Base hit. This one going down in the corner, and here come the Bronx Bombers. Here come the Bronx Bombers on a base hit for Joe DiMaggio. Ruth at third, DiMaggio at second. Here we go. Chat is very hit and miss tonight. You guys suck. No, I love it. I love it. It's so cool. I mean, you still suck, but I love it. No, I love it because you know, I'd be really missing you guys. And the shtick and all that. This is what family's about. That's what family's about. All right, here's the Iron Horse. Now I'm going to do the rest of the broadcast in a lisp. It sounds like I do anyhow. Anyhow, Ruth. His real name is Babe Ruth. So Ruth and DiMaggio. Well, DiMaggio, you can't really lisp that name, can you? All right, count full. Here we go. Gehrig looks at a called strike 3. So 97 there by Stu Miller. Baltimore now with 2 down, but they've got to get past Bill Dickey. Bill Dickey perfect 2 for 2 today. Babe Ruth at third, DiMaggio trailing him at second. Count full on Dickey. Dickey swings. It should end the inning. Little tapper to second. And score that one 4-3. Roberts up and over. So New York leave 2 in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And it's Baltimore 6 and New York 2. And Boog Powell coming on now to pinch hit. So Mike Mussina's day is done, in line for the win. So it'll be Powell, Williams, and Sisler due up. Are there puns going on without you? Apparently. So, David, yeah, you got does Hank Thompson play for the Orioles? Asked Greg Gorecki. Let's see. If not, I can draft him. As I've told you guys, if you're, and we'll have to look at the complete roster. I don't see him here. It doesn't look like it. I can, that's what's fun about this. I'll draft guys. That is no problema. So if you think he deserves to be on here, we'll put him in. Put him in, man. Can't do it during the game, but it'd be a way to show people actually how to import players. Really fun. in a big league like this. All right. So Boog Powell, seeing limited playing time, but does have a home run, 3 runs batted in, hitting 250 on the season. All right. Berlin Bitans looks in, has a sign from Bill Dickey. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Powell swings, and this one's going to be a hard hit down the right field line. But Powell's going for 2 as Babe Ruth fields the ball, and leadoff double here for Boog Powell. Turning on the afterburners, or at least as much as one could say Boog Powell has afterburners. All right, back at the top of the order here is Ken Williams, 1 for 3. 1-0 pitch on the way, a check of Powell for no reason at all. And little flare into right, base hit for Ken Williams. Powell hesitated a little bit, thought that ball might have been caught, but sort of parachutes into a type of no man's land there. So runners at the corners for the Orioles. Here we go, turning it on here with 11 hits, and here's George Sisler. Big fan of George here. I'm waiting for him to do something good here. Powell at third, Ken Williams with good speed at first. Wouldn't be surprised. See if they try to run Ken Williams against Bill Dickey. 2-0 delivery. Will the runner go? And George Sisler swings, base hit to right. That's going to be an RBI, and the 7th run for the Orioles. A little bit of insurance there. And the throw comes into the cutoff man. Garrett cutting it off, fires over to second, and they get George Sisler. Oh, we got to look at that one again, but a run does score. It is 7-4 as the Goose comes on in relief now for the New York Yankees. But let's look at that play by Babe Ruth, and we're not going to do a super stats replay on that because those don't make sense to do those in because of camera clipping. But strong throw here to get George Sisler. So Sisler's hesitation there might have gotten him. Gehrig fires up, and they do get him. Nice play. Nice play. But the Orioles pick up a run, and it is 7-4. And Goose Gossage on there now. Gossage said, he said, batters never looked at me when they came to the plate, but I always looked at them. Love that intimidation factor. Gossage 1-0 in the season, 2 1/3 innings worked with a strikeout. All right, Ken Williams at third. Greg Gorecki said the significance of Hank Thompson is he was the first black player for 2 franchises, the St. Louis Browns and the New York Giants. Aaron Reed joining us. Yeah, he could play for the Giants, so we could bring him easier. Could be worse. Could do it in a Scottish burn. Nobody would understand. Good point, Clinton. Well, you're right. Hank Thompson should be in here. So I guess he broke in with the Giants, right? Is that right? So, yeah, let's bring him in. I don't think the Giants need some help, but we could certainly bring him in this Orioles team. All right, Jack is still here. Cool. He's played for so Hank played for the Giants for a long time. Won a World Series with Willie Mays on the '54 Giants. Oh, well then he's got to be because if he's more associated with the Giants, we'll draft him onto the Giants. All right, Gossage ready to deal here. The Orioles plating one here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-4. Gossage ready to face Singleton. Singleton swings, base hit into right. That's going to be an RBI. And now we got an 8-4 ball game here. Yankees tried to make it a game. When we go to the 9th inning, by the way, for the New York Yankees, it could be Lazare Keller, and no doubt somebody off this crazy bench for the New York Yankees trying to keep things going. All right, here's Cal Ripken Jr. Singleton, no speed at first. 3-0 pitch on the way. And there's a walk. So Goose missing a pretty high and outside there, according to the guy down there in the truck. All right, here's Chris Hoyles now. He is nothing for 4. 0-1 pitch. Flew out to center his last time up. Hoyle swings. This should be out number 2. Little soft liner in the infield, and measuring it up and bringing it down is Phil Rizzuto. The Browns only played 27 games there. All right, then the Giants, it will be Hank Thompson. All right. Brian Roberts, 2 for 4 with a home run. 2 down, Singleton in second. Ripken trailing him at first. Crisp night here at in the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
Called strike three. Gossage drops one in there, but two big runs for the Baltimore Orioles. 4 hits, no errors. Two left on. We head to the visitors' half of the ninth inning. And here we go. It's going to be Tony Lazzeri, Charlie Keller, and then we'll see what happens in that number 9 slot. Coming on in relief now is BJ Ryan for these Orioles. 2 1/3 of work so far in the young season. Surrendered 2 earned runs, struck out 3, an earned run average of 7.71. All right, Lazzeri 1 for 3 in the game. Lazzeri actually getting his first hit of the season today. So he's 1 for 6 overall. 0-1 pitch on the way for BJ Ryan. And Lazzeri, second baseman to second baseman, Roberts out there. Brian Roberts making the catch. One away. Here's Charlie Keller now. 2 RBI in the game for Charlie. 1-0 pitch on the way home. Keller swings, fly ball going out to deep center field. Paul Blair at the wall, and nice catch back there by Paul Blair. And we will see a pinch hitter, and it will be Derek Jeter. So Derek Jeter, 2 for 4 with a run batted in on this season. Yes, indeed he is, Aaron. Indeed he is, my friend. All right. So, oh yeah, Greg Gorecki there. He's getting Clinton all fired up now. He says Bucky Dent hits a grand slam to tie it. Clinton Parks, of course, with the retort that you would, pardon me, you would expect from an aficionado of the Royal Rooters, a member of the Royal Rooters, if you will. All right, Jeter 2 for 4 again, RBI in this game. It's down to Jeter to try to keep things going, but looks like Baltimore is going to take an 8-4 victory here. Count full on Derek Jeter and the pitch. And Jeter held up, and they said he did not go around, so it ain't over yet. And we're back at the top of the order with the Scooter. Of course, that big home run in this game. 2-1 pitch to Rizzuto, and this should be your ball game. Popped high on shallow infield, right-hand side, first base side, and it's George Sisler. And it was sort of kind of compelling there in the 7th, but then it all fell apart again. And let's look at our recap. Mike Mussina, who's a 7-time Great Glove winner. They're not allowed to use the term Gold Glove. I don't know why they're licensed by Major League Baseball, but there you go. Anyhow, propelled his team to victory over the New York Yankees. Final score was 8-4. So Baltimore off to a 6-2 start. The Yankees 3-5, by the way. Baltimore shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. contributed timely at bat in the bottom of the second. With 2 down, he hit a fastball to center field for the 2-run single. It was his 14th hit of the season and put the Orioles ahead 5-1. Just looking here at pitching, because I know that Clinton really likes to check out the pitching, and I get it. 2 home runs, or 3 home runs. 2 home runs in this game. Two, yeah. 3. I'm sorry. So Harlan Clift and Brian Roberts for the St. Louis Browns and Orioles. And Phil Rizzuto had himself a homer. We had a triple in this game, too. Cal Ripken Jr. Love it. Lefty Gomez got just absolutely, smacked around, huh? Falls to 0-1 in his channel debut. Pitched 1 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Begins the season with a 6.75 earned run average. Mel Stottlemyre worked 4 1/3 and relief. Gave up an earned run, walked 1, struck out 2, gave up a dinger as well. Dylan Betances came in and worked 1 1/3, and he gave up 2 earned runs and struck out 1. Goose Gossage gave up. Goose didn't give up any earned runs. Walked 1 and struck out 1. For the Baltimore Orioles, Mike Mussina gets the win, goes to 1-1, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, and struck out 5. No walks. Actually, the only walk was by BJ Ryan, issued by this Baltimore staff. Stu Miller worked 2/3 of an inning. And we had a balk. Mike Mussina balked in this game. Player of the game is Mike Mussina. So the time of the game was 3 hours and 11 minutes. And there we go. That's it. That's it for the bit. Oh, so we're going to draft Hank Thompson. We're going to draft Hank Thompson. So we're going to go just to show you guys one more time how to do this. And I'm going to be doing a full tutorial on how to create leagues like this again, because somebody did ask. So you go to transactions. Okay. This is another way to do it. So if you have, there's actually a gazillion players in here. I think the entire database happens to be in this league. So if anybody really wants to make a league like this, let me know. I'll just zip this bad boy up, and you've got pretty much at least everybody up to 2023. Let's play baseball so from 1871 to 2023. Um, I don't know if it's everybody, but it's this is a pretty large file. But I'll be glad to yeah, whatever. All right, let me see. Let's do a search for Hank Thompson and see if he is at least somewhere in the league. And if he's not, we're going to import him. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, Hank Thompson, there he is. And we're going to sign Hank Thompson. We're going to sign him. So we have to first unretire him. Okay, and he's in the free agents pool. There he is. We're still in the free agents pool. And we're going to send him to the Giants. And he is now a San Francisco Giant. And if we go to the player list or whatever, we will in fact see, there he is, Hank Thompson. So since we're talking about him, let's look at his record here for a minute. Blah, 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 blah. Where's your real life stats, man? I'm going blind here. Oh, it is a fine soft thing, a fine soft morning it is for me. Ugh. Anyhow. Um, yeah, it's good to have him here. Any other players, any rosters you guys want to look at before we close it up here? 24 people. So did we get Robert? Did we? Thank you, Bernie. Thank you. Um, Hank Thompson's biggest hit was Wild Side of Life in 1949. Copyright likely as far as the Gold Glove. Yeah, could be. Clinton, thank you for that. Appreciate you. Craig says he does understand the Scottish brogue. Those your parents were from Scotland. But if Hank Thompson wasn't here, so once again, for anybody who doesn't know how to do this, you would just go to Actions, import historical players. So I guess I don't know where Robert is. I hope he. So guys, please get him to 1,000. Please. Good stuff. All right. So let's look at the standings. Not at the end of this day, so we've only played one game. So in the American League East, the Baltimore Orioles a half game up on the Boston Red Sox. Tampa Bay, I think we're just going to go over just who's above or who has a winning percentage right now. So on the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins at 5-2, a half game up on the Cleveland Indians. The Detroit Tigers in third place, just a game back at 4-3. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics at 4-3. Two-way tie for second place, and we'll just mention, even though they're both below the AL West, just weak. Texas Rangers and the LA Angels. In the National League East, the Braves and Nationals tied for first right now, each at 4-3. The Phillies a game back. In the NL Central, the Cardinals at 6-1. 6-1. So best record in this project right now. A game up on the Brewers, who are 5-2. The Cubbies are 4-3 and 2 games out. In the National League West, boy, the Colorado Rockies wish they were in this league. They're 6-2 right now, half game up on the San Francisco Giants, and the Dodgers a game back at 5-3, and the Diamondbacks at 4-4. And the Padres are looking like the Rockies this year, and yet the Padres are they're still in the hunt this year. They're still in the hunt for some postseason, but here off to a 1-7 start. So yeah, there you go. All right. If it's not Scottish, just crap. Aberdeen, huh? All right. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much all. That is pretty much all. I don't know if there's any rosters anybody wants to look at. If you do, let me know. We can look for a few minutes before we make like sheep and get the flock out of here. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. Please do subscribe to our fellers in here that are doing the good thing. So it'd be Aaron Reed, of course, one of them as well. Aaron Reed, RGO Network, David Baseball Demos, Bernie Strom was in here tonight, the great Bernie Strom. Please join us Friday night on his channel at 10 o'clock. We're going to be talking about resources that you may avail yourself of, or do you? What research do you do? So it's going to be kind of a two-pronged sort of thing. I'd like to know what, because there's some people that just don't do any research, and that's cool. So David Baseball Demos, remember guys, it's the Demolition League 2024. That'll be Thursday night. Make like shit and come on back. Oh man. Ugh. Make like a sheep. Absolutely. Aaron Reed. Reds and Blue Jays tied at 1 game apiece. He says someday you hope to show you your Pure Sim World Series 2000 replay. I'd love that, man. Good night, Modern Relic. Thank you for coming in. And guys, for if you did help even a little bit here tonight to help RJO Network get to 1,000, thank you very much on his behalf. Oh my God, that's bad. All right, and Parallel League tells everybody to play some hockey. There you go. So I know we got a lot of hockey fans in this community. Hockey, I tolerate hockey. I don't know a lot about it, but I will. Like, I'll watch. If I see an American football game, I just keep going. Cousin Ken understands that. He understands. So what was it? Was it the Dirty Rascals or something that had the Women Haters Club? So Cousin Ken and I are going to start the American Football Haters Club. So there you go. He says, "Get the puck out of here." Parallel League, I have missed your puns. Let's look at the Cardinals for a minute here. Look at the Cardinals. And let's see who made the team here. And again, for most of these, you're going to see these are, of course, the usual suspects. But I've noticed in every case that people have said, hey, so and so should be on. So as we go through, and if there's we're playing a game or whatever, and you see, that somebody's missing, I'd certainly be glad to, draft anybody on here that you see. Yeah. So, cool, blimey. I don't want that. I don't want that. There we go. They always hide it from me. There's the graphical depth chart. So just looking at your outfield here, you got Ducky Medwick, Jim Edmonds, and Stan Musial patrolling the outfield. Good man, Greg. Good man says he barely watches the NFL. So again, guys, just to remind you, and actually let me just put it up here so you can see it. So Demolition League is 16 games in. Thursday night at 10. It's a radio broadcast, 1976, pitch by pitch, using Diamond Mine. Diamond Mine's play-by-play is phenomenal, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to have to catch it, David, after the fact. It's 10, so actually, no, I should be home just in time from work to catch that. Thursday night at 10, baseball demos. Good stuff. D. Scott Howard, let's see, people are talking about what they've been playing. Says he was playing Legends of Boxing the other night, and a hockey game broke out. Cousin Ken asking what the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Titanic have in common. Answer, they both look good until they hit the ice. Ow. Ooh, nice. Okay, so Jeff Ray, thank you for that. He says he just subscribed to RJO Network, so I think we got him at least a couple closer. 29 watching, guys. Come on, RJL Network. Oh, so David says it's going to be pre-recorded. I get that. Doing pitch by pitch games, man. I've done it a few times on here, not on Diamond Mine, but I've done it with Action PC and with this game, and it's it's exhausting. It really is, man. Yep, sure does. And again, I'm not like making fun of you American football fans. It's not that. Just that. Anyhow, so we've got Albert Pujols at first, Hornsby at second, Smith at short, of course, Ken Boyer at third. I think this is a pretty solid team. Molina catching, Ted Simmons in there. And you got pretty deep here, man, for pinch hitters. Um, I mean, the big cat, Johnny Mize, man. So Johnny Mize, he's still going to get in about every fifth game. Uh, so strong, these Cardinals, as you'd expect at first base with Pujols, Mize, and Keith Hernandez. So, can you? So Aaron Reed, whoops, I'm sorry, Aaron, asking, can you pitch by pitch games with Pure Sim? Pure Sim, you can do pitch by pitch. You can do pitch by pitch in that game. Strategy baseball, I can't remember. I haven't played that in a long, long time. So, guys, what else? What are you playing? I know that there's been some people playing. What is that? The red ice, red something, red bloody hockey, or what's it called? Something. It's a hockey game in red something. I think it's in the options, Aaron. All right, you know what? I'm a nice guy. Let me bring it up here real quick. I'm pretty sure you can. So hold on. Screen's going to go blank for a second on my side, whilst I bring up this game. Boop. So I could be wrong though, Aaron. I've been wrong many times in my life, so I could be wrong about this one too. But I thought you could do pitch by pitch. So I will dispel that or prove it one way or the other as soon as Pure Sim decides to wake up. There we go. Let me bring it over on the screen so you can see it. So, guys, this is available for free on the Nembagrivi Discord every season from 1900 to 2014, 2015, whatever, in this game. Let me see. Do we have to actually go in game? I think you do. So I'm going to see if it does. I could be wrong. So let me try. Okay, so let's just go okay. And let's quick load. I don't remember where I was in this. So whatever I played last in this will load up. This was a contender for quite a while with, okay, this is 1975, with Alec Park Baseball. Sean Sullivan. Let me see. Did we play? Oh, look at this. We still have a Milwaukee Boston game. Let me see here, Aaron. We'll go into this. This is if we were going to play it all out, it'd be Jim Slayton versus Luis Tiant. We're not going to, but let me see. Okay, there's a starting. Now we're going to hear "And the Home of the Brave." So, And for anybody who cares, Robin Yount, Don Money, George Scott, Daryl Porter, John Briggs, Hank Aaron, Sixto Lascano, Gorman Thomas, and Garcia, and then Griffin Yastrzemski, Lynn, Cooper, Fisk, Rice, Evans, and Petrocelli, and Burleson for the Red Sox. All right, let's see.
And the home of the
All right, now let me see, Aaron, because again, I'm going to look at play options here. So continues play-by-play, enemy ball flight. Nope, you can't. I'm sorry, Aaron. So I'm glad we checked this out. Nope, you cannot. So what strategy baseball does is it will do a pitch by pitch, but it really isn't. So no, you can't actually play pitch by pitch in either of these games. There's still people hanging around, so we'll do a little bit of something here. Boy, this really needs editing. I got to move Fenway Park up a little bit. You can't do it in the game. All right, here we go. All right, so Robin Yount. Here we go. 1-2 pitch on the way from Luis Tiant. And Tiant strikes out Robin Yount. So one away here. And Don Money now at the plate. Tiant has the sign from Pudge. And here's the pitch. I promise I'm not going to do the whole game. 1-2 pitch. Don Money, swing and a miss and a fastball. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down for the Milwaukee Brewers. And in the box now is the Boomer Scott. Swinging on the first pitch, and this one heading out toward left, and Yastrzemski runs it down. So 3 up, 3 down for the Milwaukee Brewers will go to the bottom of the first. Milwaukee nothing. Red Sox coming to bat. We'll do the Red Sox first, and then we'll just autoplay the rest of this game. Okay, Aaron, cool. So yeah, guys, if you're in the McGreevy Discord, this game is free, and I have shown how to do ballparks. The only thing I have to do with this one is I just need to adjust Fenway Park up. But this comes with every ballpark as far as the diagrams and stuff like that. So the ballpark picture really is just acts as a kind of a little backdrop or whatever. But it looks like I have to fix Fenway. But still, you have all the information that you need in the game and what have you. All right, here we go. Leading things off here, Doug Griffin. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Slayton. And Griffin sends this one out to left field. Aaron on his horse and brings it down for out number 1. All right, here is Captain Carl Yastrzemski. Slayton deals now. The 1-1 pitch to Yaz. Yastrzemski swings this one, roller towards second, and through the hole on the right side, past Garcia into right field, and Yastrzemski on at first. And let's switch this to today and today. Very, very, very deep baseball game, guys. And you can do so much with this thing. Sean Sullivan, where are you, man? Will you please get the sequel done for this thing if you are still around, my friend? All right, here is Freddie Lynn. The 1-1 pitch to Lynn, swung on. This one, roller past the mound, and tap to the mound. Slayton up with it, fires first on the play. Carl Yastrzemski moves to second. All right, in the box now, Cecil Cooper. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Cooper swings, and this one lofted. Let's see where this one goes. This one's got some distance. Back, open the window, Aunt Minnie. Cecil Cooper goes yard, a 2-run homer, and the Boston Red Sox out to a 2-0 lead over the Milwaukee Brewers here in 1975. All right, Pudge in the box now. And Slayton ready to deal. A 1-2 pitch on the way to Fisk. Fisk swings, and this one going out to right field too. So this game is a little trickier to call. Single to right center there for Fisk. So here come the Red Sox now, plating 2 in the bottom of the first. Brings up Jim Rice, one of my favorite Red Sox players of all time. DHing tonight, 3-1 pitch, and Jim Rice draws the walk. You heard me right, DH. Since this is a season replay, leave the DH on. All right, here is Dewey Evans. Evans swinging on the first pitch, and this one rolls it out to Jim Slayton. Slayton goes to first, and that is it. But the Red Sox, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on. And top of the second, we're just going to auto-complete this game. Jeff Ray says, let's look at what he has to say here. He says, now the Park Colorado has set up 8-team league with Pirates teams from various decades, changing the name of teams, and letting age development commence for each player. So the 1909 Honus Wagner would be 35. All pretty easy. So I'll show you a little bit of that, but I think it's going to be time for a more, not tonight, but a more in-depth tutorial of out of the park baseball. Let's go ahead and auto-complete this game. And so it keeps popping up on the other monitor. Just go end of game. Oh my God, 9-4. 9-4. Red Sox won that one. So that was a big ouchie. Let me see. So Luis Tiant gets the win. Jim Slayton tagged with the loss. George Scott had a home run. Of course, we saw the Cecil Cooper home run. Player of the game was Cecil Cooper. Of course, you can look at the box score in this game. This game aesthetically is just so very nice. Again, hats off to Sean Sullivan. When you look at players, like you look at their player cards and stuff like that, you can of course look at all their real life stats, but really, really nice to, as far as like their defense chart. So at a glance, for instance, here we're looking at Yaz. You can see you don't even have to write. You can just see Yaz should be playing, either in left or at first, and you can kind of put them in other places. But this game did so many things right. And there we go. There's Yaz's complete career, and it will always highlight. So it's a great research resource, by the way. So if you're just doing some research and you're mucking about, I like the fact that it does highlights and things like that. Notable achievements and milestones. These are, of course, for the replay, stuff like that. His durability, um, all kinds of just really, really, really cool stuff in Pure Sim Baseball. And you can even edit players in this game, by the way. So um, you don't like ratings that they've done, go ahead and edit and all that kind of stuff. This is free. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. But we'll talk about this game another night. Let's go ahead and close and go to main. We're not going to worry about the rest of these games because I'm actually doing this 1975, and this game is a lot of fun. Cubbies and Buccos. But anyhow, all right. Let's go ahead and quit. All right, so how hard is it to set up? It's very easy actually to set up. So let me see. Let's go back to let's save this because we drafted Hank Thompson, and I'm very anal about out of the park. Even though when you close or you change, save games or whatever, I still like to save games. All right, let's go to the out of the park start screen really quickly. If 24 people are hanging around and don't mind looking at just a little bit of how you do some do-it-yourself things, here you can hang about. So, Jeff, quick answer for you. As far as working at the team level, out of the park's very easy. When you're working at the player level, that's when that gets a little bit more. Let me see if I have any save slots open here. I have 3, so good. I can kind of show you how to do this. At least a quick and dirty way to do things. Okay, so let's cancel here. So 8-team league with Pirates teams from various decades. Okay, so what you want to do is you go to new game, and you can see this game has so many. Oh my god! So custom game is what you want to do. So you go to custom game. I don't play challenge mode, and I'm just gonna just say nope, nope, don't care about it. All right, so this is what throws a lot of people off when they look at this. You want to do fictional, even though we're going to be using real players. Do fictional. Okay, so Jeff says an 8-team league, easy enough to do. So let's go up here and let's just do it like boom, that quickly. You can set up any number of teams and divisions and things like that that you want um, in um, in Owl Park Baseball. Okay, but we're already set up. So if we were to pick 8 pirate teams, show you how easy this is. You don't even have to go in the advanced mode for any of this stuff. You really don't. Okay. Um, We'll worry about naming later. Let's go to next step. All right. So when you go into this, it's just going to give you a bunch of fictional names. So we're going to switch to historical team selection, and we're going to bring in some pirate teams, and then we're going to change the names. So boom. Okay. So let's bring in you mentioned them first. So the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates. Boop, boop. I know this part's probably not exciting to many people. And because it is the centenary, let's bring in the 1925 Pittsburgh Pirates. And let's bring let me see, the Pirates had some pretty good teams in the 30s. So let's bring in the 1938 Pittsburgh Pirates. the 1958 Pittsburgh Pirates, the only year in the 1950s. We finished second that year. So let's bring in the 58. Of course, you know what? No, let's bring in the 1960 Pirates instead, because 58 and 60, might as well just bring in the 1960 Bucks. Now, for the second part about the aging model, I think, Jeff, that we would have to go into some advanced mode stuff for that, but at least I can show you the quick and dirty part of things first. I know everybody loves the 79 Buccos. I'm more partial to the 71 version because of the great one. Nothing against Dave Parker or Omar Moreno, but I mean, I think you guys can appreciate the crazy depth here, right? It's bringing the 1992 Bucks. Why not? Why not? Why not? Wow, for somebody that rarely does a pirate, and I'm a pirate fanatic. Here we go. Boy, now we're gonna have to get a little bit creative here because I don't like too many doppelgangers. 25 and 38, we're gonna have Paul Wainer on both of these teams, but that's okay. Let's bring in the 2015 Bucks. And I just need one more pirate squad. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to keep this anyhow. So 2015 Pittsburgh Pirates. And then I don't know. They're going to get their butts swamped here. Let's bring in let's bring in the 1902 Pirates. Why not? So what's nice about this is even when you're working in fictional mode and you have Mike's Ballparks mod, it will assign the ballpark. Buccos League. And again, this isn't going to stay. So the Buccos Baseball League, a BBL. Doesn't that sound a little weird? Okay. We're not going to use any minor leagues in this or anything like that. Let's go to our next step. We wait, and we wait all the time. We wait. All right, already. I'm tired of waiting. And Ryan pitching much better, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so league settings right here. Please specify which rule season is used as the standard for your fictional league. To determine financial settings, league strategy, and how often players bunt, blah, 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 blah. If you select 1905. So for those teams that we brought in, what's really nice is unlike the tournament mode where you actually have to pick a year of one of the teams, we could set this to any year in baseball, which would really, really be fun. In honor of the 1925 Pirates, let's normalize this to 1925. Okay. So, and then if you're playing this like in a career mode type thing, it will automatically adjust league strategy when advancing year to year to year. We're not going to do a fantasy draft, but we could. So we could do a Pirates draft. So here would be another great project if you guys, one of your favorites franchises, create a draft pool, bring a bunch of, Greg, I know you're a Cardinals fan also. Clinton with the Red Sox, whatever, although Clinton and cousin Ken Castro won't get within 20 miles of this game. But nonetheless, so you want to create a draft of, a whole bunch of great Red Sox players, or maybe not great Red Sox players, or Tigers, or whatever. This is how you create things like that. All right. We're going to leave everything as it is. We're going to leave 154 game schedule, obviously, because we have it set to 1925. All right. And okay, so we use scouting. So this one for scouting, a lot of people say you shouldn't use scouting, and some people say you should. And I'm just gonna leave it on yes, and I'll leave it at 100% accurate, and switch here. So and we're gonna draft a couple players so that I can just show you again how to draft some players. Stars, we don't want any fictional players, no stinking fictional players. Enable automatic evolution of the league. Yep, we'll let that go. Relocate teams. No, we're not going to do that because it's just the Pirates. Okay. And Pirates League. Okay, autosave. Daily. I always pick manager and playing commissioner mode and cannot be fired. I don't really want to deal with GM stuff. And when you play in commissioner mode, you're God. Okay. And there we go. Hey, I was born on the 15th of March, 1895 this time. I love it. Does that make me born again? Born twice? Born before? I don't know. Okay. Database is ready to go. It's assigning everything that needs to assign. Now, the only thing is that when you're playing in the custom thingy, you do have to change the logos. That is the only thing that you got to do. So take these 1925 Pirates. Okay. So we're here. We're here. And again, I'm not going to go all crazy and fix up these logos or anything like that. But this league at this point is ready to go. Okay. As far as player development lab and stuff like that, that's kind of kicked in. Yeah, John, just about to finish up there. I was showing, answering a question for Aaron on Pearson, and then just answering a quick question for Jeff Ray on how to create. He wanted something like an all Pirates league, and so we created one at the team level. Team level, really, really easy. So if we, oh yeah, change names. Change names. We want to do that. Good God, forgot about that. We got to change that. So what we have to do. This is going to be a little confusing, just because they're all named Pittsburgh Pirates. So we're going to leave the 1925 Pirates as the Pirates, but let's go to these 1938 Pirates. Go to settings, and we're going to call these guys the Corsairs. So always remember when you Corsairs, when you change the name of a team like this. So this is a way to get around the Guardians thingy. You do have to hit enter, or that's not going to change. So now we got the Pittsburgh Corsairs. Again, I'm not going to do a tutorial about changing logos, stuff like that. Pretty simple to do. But if we do go to edit ballpark, you will see that there's Forbes Field. It automatically needs to assign it, which is really, really nice. It's ready to go. But we've got to check to see, did it do the proper coordinates? Indeed, it did. It's when you see, if you ever see Citizens Bank Park up here in pictures and coordinates, or under park profile, then you've got to manually import that stuff. Okay. But this thing is ready to go except for renaming. Okay. So, and John, after a long day at work, he says he's been doing laundry. So the other thing, Jeff, too, which would really be fun with this, even with any type of league in this, is to use the player development lab too, which is just super cool. Player development lab. I think it's like one of the crowning. It's the coolest addition, I think, to this baseball game, and no other game has it. So you develop players from season to season and during the season, and lets you get really, really super involved. And the drive for the pennant mode is amazing, by the way, too. So John can attest to drive for the pennant, which is available for all major league seasons. You can't do a drive for the pennant, obviously, in a league like this, but for any season replay, um, you can do drive for the pennant from, I think it's from 1900, actually. I don't think you can do 19th century in that, but 1900 to the present. So it's a quick, super dirty thing. But let's go to our team home screen. Let's look at our 1925 Bucks. There they are. Stuffy McGinnis, cousin Ken. There he is. He did have a brief time there with the Buccos, 1925. But let's say that I wanted to put what's his face? I need a bucko. Let's put, you know what? Let's put, try to think who should be in here. Let Paul Skeens. Why don't we put Paul Skeens in this 1925 team? Okay. So what we do here is we go up to our league name. Stuffy didn't do squat for you. Oh man. Oh, that's too bad. So we're going to go to transactions. All right. So I know that Paul Skeens is not here. So I mean, if you're using that Myths League or that big, one of the league I've made or other people, if I type in Paul Skeens, he's not going to show up. He's nowhere anyhow. So first thing you do is, if you don't know his baseball reference ID, go to baseball reference. So it's the first two, and we're gonna try this just because. Let's go back to transactions here, and we're going to actions, import historical player, and use this database unless you have Mike Garland's great integrated mod, it's called. You'll see another database, and that's the one you should use. So it's confirmed. So the way it works is you would do first two letters, I believe it is PA, and then is it first? You know what? I'm just going to look them up really quickly on baseball reference because I can't be arsed. I used to know this, like what the rules. I think it's 2, 3, and then like 2 letters, 3 letters. But let's just get our boy on this 1925 Pirate Club. And how you do that is you just, when you go to baseball reference, if you don't have that database that I've put up there, so it is, and I already see I did it wrong already. So that's last name, first name. So it is it's 5 and 2. So SKENEPA, and he is the first one. So 0, 1, and then 2004 or 2024, 2024, and so we're just going to import Paul Skeens. Okay, and he is there. Okay, so I'm not sure. Did we already sign him? Let me see. Let me close this here, and let's do a search for him again. There he is. So he's not on any team right now. Not even a picture assigned. Poor guy. Poor guy. Okay. Hey, Dwayne. So I see. So your Yankees lost 8-4, but they tried to make a ball game of it. The Mick did come in, but we were wondering where you were. Did Orioles Yankees, man? So welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. All right. So if you, let's say that you're creating a team or creating a thing, and you want to bring in either using a text file thing, which is a mass import, which I will do in the longer tutorial, or you're just bringing in some players to kind of spice up the league or something like that. And again, because these are all named pirates, all you've got to do is just, you can act as. So I mean, these are all currently the pirates. So, but we are the 1925 pirates. So anyhow, then what we do is you just go to the player that you've used that historical import, okay, and you basically just right click. Where is it? You have to offer him a contract. You can't just sign him. So you've got to offer him a contract. So that's okay. So that's being, I can offer above and all this stuff. But we'll get into this in more depth, but how you can just do this, okay? But he will be in this league on the 1925 Pirates if this were to continue, which it won't. So I don't know what that's pretty much it for tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming in. And then just to show you also, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and now we should be on the 2015 Pirates. Let's go to their home screen and go to settings. And then again, you can see, even though you have to do the ballparks and custom game mode, or the logos, it does the ballparks properly, which is real nice. So that's it. Thank you. We topped out at a goodly number tonight. Really appreciate you guys checking in on the Miss League and stuff like that. And don't forget, so David Baseball demo is Thursday nights, 10 p.m. He will be doing his Demolition League 2024. Good stuff. On Bernie Strom's channel, Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Bernie and I will be hosting another edition of Diamonds and Dice. We're going to be talking about research and projects for baseball projects. So join us for that, please. Subscribe to Aaron Reed's channel, to Dwayne Martz, to RGL Network. We're trying to get him to 1,000 family members. I know a couple of you subscribed tonight, hopefully with 25 here right now. Go on over. It's RJL Network. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Let's get him over that 1,000 hump. So there we go. All right. Oh, you're very welcome, Jeff. Todd B. Good to see you. Out of the Park Baseball Behind the Scenes, says Parallel League, coming up with that that awesome more puns. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. You just gotta love them. No second game. Only if you come on and call it. No. How about if you do? Why don't you do a game, Dwayne? You gonna do a game? We got 25 people, 28 people, whatever, 28 people. I'm sorry, that want to see a game. So there you go. Anyhow, let's get back to our start screen and make this disappear, because Out of the Park only gives you a limited number of slots, and so this is going to go away. Bye, buckos. I love you. All right, there they go. I don't know. I mean, I could do a second game of what? I don't know. We got. What do I have going on here, man? There's a 1965 Twins, 1965 baseball. How about that? We do. Oh no, you know what we'll do? Here's what we'll do. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. So, Dwayne, how are you? And we lost 7 people after Ken's jokes. says Todd. All right, guys, we are in round 2. We are in round 2 of our Boston.com tournament. So we go from the Myths League to this. Let's look at our matchups here, because I know this is going to be a very, very long. Each one, this is just a one and done all the way through. We already saw the Yankees tonight. We're not going to do Pirates Reds. Also, for a note here for anybody that you cannot change the name of teams in tournament mode, unfortunately. So the Guardians are going to be the Guardians. But in the mode that we just did, or any replay, you can change the Guardians name to the Indians. So let me see what would be fun here tonight. Mets Cubs could be pretty fun. Let's do the Mets and Cubs. Yeah. So we did. Let's do a National League game. All right. So 1906 Cubs against the 1986 New York Mets. Let's do that because I think it'll be fun. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. Jack Feaster versus Dwight Gooden. Dwight Gooden. So this is game 1 tomorrow. Let's make sure that nothing. Okay, so just making sure. I just want to make sure round 2. Okay, everything says finished today, and then there we go. That's good. All right, let's do this. All right, Jack Feaster versus Dwight Gooden. And this is a one and done. Let's do it. All right, here we go for the 1906 Chicago Cubs. Leading off at third base, Harry Steinfeld. Batting second in center field, Sully Hoffman. Batting third at first base, Frank Chance. Batting in the number 4 slot in right field, Frank Wildfire Schulte. Batting fifth and catching, Johnny Kling. Batting sixth in left field, an excellent left fielder, Jimmy Sheckard. Batting seventh at shortstop, Joe Tinker. Batting eighth at second base, Johnny Evers. And pitching and batting ninth, Jack Feaster. So hopefully we'll get to say Tinker to Evers to Chance. Oh, doctor. So Dwayne says he's doing well. So settle in, guys. I call this the Boston.com tournament because this the teams that were selected, most of the teams for this tournament were selected based on an article on the website Boston.com, in which a series of Associated Press writers got together and rated what they believe to be the best single team of each franchise. So there were a couple picks on there that when I was setting this up on a live broadcast some months ago that people were like, oh, no, no, why'd they pick the 76 Reds? It should be the 75 Reds. And I remember that it was that. There was the White Sox, which I think we have the 1917 White Sox in here, I think. I forget. But been interesting choices. But these kinds of leagues you can, or these kinds of tournaments are just fun. Just fun, just fun, just fun. Let's play 3. Yeah, I thought it was over too, but I'm not tired yet. And tomorrow is my Monday, so I want to have fun baseball memories. There you go. Besides, all I do is waste time and watch Penny Dreadful anyhow, right? All right, for the hometown, New York Metropolitans leading off in center field nails Lenny Dykstra batting second at second base. Wally Backman batting third at first base. Keith Hernandez in a cleanup spot at shortstop. Kevin Mitchell batting fifth in right field. Darryl Strawberry batting sixth at third base. Ray Knight batting seventh. Left fielder Mookie Wilson batting eighth and catching. May his memory be eternal. Gary Carter and pitching and batting ninth. Dwight Gooden. So for this tournament, I didn't bother setting lineups or anything like that. Since this is so very what if, I just let the computer just handle all of that. And let's get to the ball orchard, as they would have said in the dead ball era. Let's play 3, says Three Finger Mordecai Brown. All right. Boy, that's okay. That's I'm not gonna go that. Oof. Ah. All right. Let's do park pick camera for all of these. There we go. And the action camera. All right. Here we go. All right, starting defense for the New York Mets here, 1986 in left field, Mookie Wilson. And center, Lenny Dykstra, and right, Darryl Strawberry. Around the horn from first to third, we've got Keith Hernandez, Wally Backman, Kevin Mitchell, and Ray Knight. Gary Carter behind the plate and on the mound, the Doc himself, Dwight Gooden leading off. Harry Steinfeld, 1 for 4 in the tournament. Let's do a pan around here of Shea Stadium, site of the very first stadium rock concert ever. And let's go. 1-2 pitch on the way. Steinfeld swings, and this one dumped into right field. Base hit. So Cubbies' first batter, and the Cubs have a runner aboard, and Steinfeld is pretty fast. All right, here's the center fielder, Solly Hoffman. He's 0 for 2 in this tournament. Gooden peers in, has a sign from the kid. The 0-1 pitch. Runner does not go. Solly Hoffman shows bunt. Count no ball, or 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3.
Looks at a call. Strike 3. Nice slider there. Solly Hoffman just kind of shakes his head, realizing beautiful pitch there by Dwight Gooden. 1 away, and here's the player manager of this team, the peerless leader, Frank Chance. 2 RBI in the tournament. He is 1 for 4. Count 4 on the peerless leader. And this one, fly ball out to center field. And charging in on that one is Nails. Making a nice catch, 2 down. Steinfeld gets back to first. Here's Wildfire Schulte. He's had a pretty good tournament thus far, 3 for 4, including a run batted in. Left-handed batter in the box against Gooden. Gooden checks the speedy Steinfeld at first. The 2-1 pitch, and swung on. Fly ball out into right center field, ranging over to his left, and making a nice play is Lenny Dykstra, calling off Darryl Strawberry. So the Chicago Cubs pick up a hit. They leave a runner. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The 1906 Cubs, nothing. The 1986 Mets coming to bat. Starting defense for the 1906 Chicago Cubs in left field, Jimmy Sheckard. In center, Solly Hoffman. And in right, Wildfire, Frank Schulte. At first base, the peerless leader, Frank Chance. At second, the Crab, Johnny Evers. Joe Tinker at short, Harry Steinfeld. Quite capable third baseman, but forgotten in this Tinker to Evers to Chance double play tandem. Behind the plate, an excellent catcher, Johnny Kling. And on the mound, Jack Feaster. Jack the Giant Killer Feaster. All right, Lenny Dykstra leading things off here. Dykstra, 2 for 3 in the tournament with a run batted in. Lefty digs in against Jack Feaster, who has the sign from Johnny Kling. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to Nails. Dykstra, swing and a miss, chasing a slider out there, and Feaster will take the strikeout. All right, one away now for Wally Backman having an abysmal tournament. He is 0 for 5. 2-1 pitch. Backman swings and easy roller out there to second base. And it would be Evers to chance for out number 2. All right, here is Keith Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 4 overall. All right, Kling sets the target and the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3.
Keith Hernandez swing and a miss on a slider. So we go to the top of the second inning, and we are scoreless. Johnny Kling, Jimmy Sheckard, Joe Tinker due up for the 1906 Chicago Cubs. So Seinfeld on third base and Seinfeld in the crowd. This is Parallel League. Penny Dreadful is great. This is my second time going through it. Modern Relic, I haven't watched the new one, City of Angels. I've heard it kind of sucks, but the original is amazing. Timothy Dalton. just of course a former James Bond, but just incredible. Ava Green, Josh Hartnett, Harry Treadaway. What a cast! What a cast! Patty Lupone, how we say it in Italian, making a guest appearance. A lot of some pretty serious actors making guest appearances in Penny Dreadful. Excellent stuff. Gothic horror, good stuff. Check it out, man. John W. says, spoke with Dykstra. Spoke with Lenny Dykstra at work once, he says. Interesting guy. That's all I can say. I can imagine he would be. Dykstra just seems like he would be. Pretty wild, pretty cool guy, I would guess. All right, Johnny Kling 1 for 4 in the tournament. And a 3-0 pitch. Kling swinging on that hitter's count. Easy fly ball out to center field. Measuring it up there is Lenny Dykstra, the very guy we're talking about, and he makes the catch for out number 1. All right, here's left fielder Jimmy Sheckard 1 for 2 in the tournament. Count, no balls, 1 strike. Sheckard swings. This one could be trouble. This one out to deep center field, but about 5 feet in front of the track, Lenny Dykstra. He was off his crack of the bat as a good outfielder should, and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down now here for Joe Tinker. Nothing for 4 for Tinker for the Cubby shortstop. Here's the pitch, and Tinker grounded deep to short on the first pitch, and throw across the diamond by Kevin Mitchell, and shortstop to shortstop. So the 1906 Cubbies go in order, and we will head to the bottom of the second inning. We are scoreless here in Queens. Yeah, that's the City of Angels one. Yeah, just not so good, I've heard. Parallel League says, I saw they had an Elaine dance contest at one of the ballparks. Oh my God. You know what though? She's a rather comely woman. So it doesn't matter. She can't dance. I always thought she was Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Just very, very. Wow. Anyhow, Kevin Mitchell, Darryl Strawberry, Ray Knight. She's no Kate Beckinsale, but damn, she's pretty fine. It's okay if she can't dance. It's okay. Here's the 1-0 pitch. I guess apparently she says she can't dance. Anyhow, Kevin Mitchell gets this one right over Joe Tinker's head and into left field. So the Mets pick up their first hit of the ball game, and it brings up the straw man. We are waiting for some Tinker to Evers to chance. Evers. We have had an Evers to chance so far. All right, the straw man's 1 for 4 with an RBI in this one and done tournament. 2-2 pitch by Strawberry. This one, routine fly ball out there to right field, and Wildfire Schulte calling off center fielder Solly Hoffman. He'll bring it down for out number 2, and here is Ray Knight. Ray Knight is nothing for 3. Kevin Mitchell at first, 1 away, bottom of the second, your score. And this one, bouncer to second. They're going to go 3-6-3, and pitcher's best friend, inning-ending double play. And no, it is not a Tinker to Evers to chance, but that's okay. That is okay. All right. We go to the top of the third inning, and it will be Johnny Evers, Jack Feaster, and back at the top of the order, Harry Steinfeld for the 1906 Chicago Cubs. We will hopefully get a Tinker to Evers to chance rather than an Evers to. It's so weird to say it. Evers to, or no, chance to Tinker to whatever it was. Anyhow, you never want to say them out of order, but the Cubs getting the double play. Here we go. It's late. Why am I doing this? All right, here we go. 2 for 3 for Johnny Evers in this tournament. And Evers swings on the first pitch. And this one, soft little pop up out there to Kevin Mitchell, moving to his left, and he will glove it for out number 1. Here's Jack Feaster now. 2-2 pitch to Feaster. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All right, curveball win there for Dwight Gooden. That's K number 2 for him. Not good, but not as sad as Tinkers to Evers. Not. Oh, here we go. Yeah, not good, but not as sad as Tinker to Evers to Chance. This is true. And John says Strawberry became a preacher and wrote an interesting book about it. Boy, I'll tell you what, there's another great story of what could have been Daryl Strawberry. I mean, that's awesome that he's doing God's work and stuff like that. I mean, certainly, but you know, if he had just steered clear of the drugs, and I mean this guy had Hall of Fame written all over him. Gooden too, huh? All right, here's Harry Steinfeld. We are back at the top of the order. Steinfeld is 1 for 1 in its game. So each team just with 1 hit right now. Strawberry's been down at the prison a few times. Oh, really? Did you get a chance to meet him, Dwayne? Did you get a chance to talk to him? 2-2 pitch on the way to Steinfeld. Steinfeld. Oh, look at that. A nice pitch from the dock. So Steinfeld caught looking for out number 3. We have no score here. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning in this win or go home. We're in round 2 now, this Boston.com tournament. Mookie Wilson, Gary Carter, and Dwight Gooden due up for the Metropolitans. Mookie 2 for 4 with an RBI. I'm sure there's some Red Sox fans here that would like to see Mookie do absolute shite moving forward. Full count on Mookie Wilson. And Wilson swings, high fly ball out to center field and barely moving. Sully Hoffman goes back about 4 steps and makes the catch. All right, here is the kid, Gary Carter. 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBI in this tournament. So normally they do something like that. It's in the evening. Oh, that sucks, man. That would have been so cool, Dwayne, for you to have met Daryl Strawberry. Brooklyn Cyclones games about a week ago, they described it as a full body dry heave set to music. Oh my God. That'd be hilarious to see Parallel League. Of course, talking about the Elaine Bennett's dance competition. John DFW says lots of 80 players drugged. Sadly, yeah. Tim Raines, Lonnie Smith. It is sad. It is sad. And some of them pitched ball games while they were tripping. Doc Ellis. All right. Anyhow, here's Gary Carter. Feaster's 0-1 pitch. This one grounder to short. Joe Tinker over to Frank Chance. So now we got Tinker to Chance. We have Evers to Chance and Tinker's to Chance. We're waiting for Tinker to Evers to Chance. All right. Here's the Doc making his first plate appearance. 1-2 pitch on the way. Gooden looks at a called strike 3 in the fastball in the outside corner. Jack Feaster, not only a giant killer, but a Met killer, gets him on a fastball. No score as we head to the top of the 4th inning here at Shea Stadium. And again, you guys will notice here in Out of the Park Baseball, the live scoreboard. What a nice touch with Out of the Park Baseball to have this in the ballparks. All right, Sully Hoffman, Frank Chance, and Frank Schulte due up for the 1906 Cubbies. Schulte, nothing for 1, nothing for 3 overall in this tournament. Dwight Gooden has fanned 3 thus far in 3 innings of work. Count even at 2-2. Swung on and fly ball out to right field, and making a little bit of a trot there is Daryl Strawberry. Calls off Lenny Dykstra to make the catch. Score that one F9. 1 away now for the peerless leader. He is nothing for 1. 1-1 pitch to the player manager of the Cubbies. And this one grounder to first. And up with that one's Keith Hernandez tossing on to the Doc, covering on the 3-1 put up. 2 out, 2 down now for the Chicago Cubs. And here is Wildfire Schulte. He is 0 for 1. Lefty waits for the 1-0 delivery. Cut on, and this is going to get down, base hit center field. So second hit for the Chicago Cubs in the game. Only the 3rd hit overall in this game. Probably, can I pause the game for a minute so you have a chance to tinkers? I can do that if you're quite serious. Yes, I can. It is now officially paused. See, it's officially paused. So I'll talk to Dwayne here for a minute. So Dwayne says Beatles need to put in their ears that what they've done in the ball game show up. Yes, I know, right? So one of the coolest things about action PC baseball is you just hover over, right, and you see what the player's done. That is so cool, and there have been a lot of people asking the out of park developers, can you do something like that? Because I rarely look at the play by play up here, uh, but sometimes I'll be like, okay, like I'll just glance up because every once in a while we'll tell you what the player's done. But with action PC baseball, like as you guys know, if you hover over, you can see what happened even in each inning and stuff like that. So it would be nice. I mean, it wouldn't take up much real estate either. I mean, do I really care about the season stats? I can always look at season stats or whatever. Just add one little. They have these little widgets in out of the park baseball. Just add a widget that shows what the player did. So yeah, I'm so with you on that, Dwayne. John says he misses WGN Cubs, WR Mets. I know those days are coming back though, John. You know that baseball has become way too greedy for things like that. Of course the Pirates. They have their. Yeah, I mean, not that Pittsburgh ever had a superstation, but like those. But yeah, those are great, right? Um, I don't know. Baseball did well all those years, even with those big stations. But greedy, greedy, greedy. More money, mo dosh, right? Mo dosh. So just as Beatles, if I wanted my Pirates League to end with top four teams in playoffs, doable. I believe that is. I'm gonna have to look into that, Jeff. I can't give you a definitive answer right now. So let me look into that, and I will be able to let you know. I got to research that. So I've never tried that. So I'm not sure how that's set up. I think that's probably in advanced mode. And if one of the 25 of you out here is like has done this in Out of Park 25 or 26, I mean, or whatever, 25, 24, chime in. Maybe we just get an answer for Jeff tonight. Looks like Major League Baseball might considering the big. You know what? Big Clue's realignment makes sense. So for anybody that doesn't know, Big Clue, who is um, a member of the community, and he's kind of like the co-founder of the Fields of Dreams League. We were chatting baseball. This was a couple seasons ago, and he was talking about an alignment, and it was based on geography that makes absolute sense and actually creates some meaningful rivalries. And if Major League Baseball is actually considering that, that would be amazing. So you would have you have Pittsburgh and Cleveland very, very close, right? And you already have a lot of the natural rivalries that would be preserved. Um, you know, um, Phillies Mets, it's still going to remain a rivalry. Yankees Red Sox still a rivalry, but you also create some new ones, which is really cool. Um, but again, and also making divisional play meaningful, and that's important. So, Commissioner was talking about it during the Little League World Series. If Rob Manfred did that, that wouldn't absolve him of all the sins that he's committed against our wonderful game, but certainly. Um, so Parallel League is back. Welcome back, my friend. So Johnny Kling, he's been patient, he's been cool. Um, it would go a long way to making it interesting because again, no insult to Angels fans out there, but as a Bucko fan, I really don't care. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I've got to get to Pittsburgh. I'm on the wrong side of the Commonwealth right now. I'm going to go to Pittsburgh because the Pirates are going to play the Angels, right? I don't care. I'm going to be more apt to care. When the Bucks are playing the Phillies, when they're playing when they're playing the Guardians, when they're playing the Tigers, that makes sense, right? But I just I hope they'll do it. I really do. I'm not going to hold my breath though. Dwayne, to be honest with you, my friend. The main reason is money, which is fine with me. Let's travel money. There is no difference. You're right, John. I mean, the two leagues used to be autonomous. When you were president of the National League, you could call the shots in your league and the president of the American League and so forth. And now with the DH in all levels of baseball, it's the only difference between them is the spelling of what word precedes league, and how that has benefited the game is beyond me. It's given some extra seasons, some hitters, which of course the players want that, but ah. So, and they're also looking to add two teams. So if they do add two teams, then I, I don't know. Is the time right for expansion? You got the Rockies again. The Rockies right now, they're kind of the only game out there in that part of the contiguous United States. I mean, if you're going to put a team, you got to put one in Salt Lake City. I think, just the way they support the Salt Lake Bees, right? Um, so it's going to be, who's going to get those franchises. I think Salt Lake. I know they're talking about giving Montreal another one, but I'm not sure. I think there's probably some other cities they need to look at first. I think there needs to be a major league club. We had one. We already have one in Canada. Why don't we have one in Mexico? Baseball's big there. Come on, man. Um, and that would take care of sort of that time zone up there as well. So yeah, till they figure out the race situation. Yeah. Um, I almost think that maybe Major League Baseball should think about maybe contracting a little bit, maybe. So Nashville would definitely be would be really good. So if you put Nashville on the East Coast and Salt Lake City, I think they're your expansion teams. If you're not going to go south of the border, and I'm personally not in favor of. I mean, it's nothing against Montreal. And I realized that Stade Olympique was kind of falling apart and everything like that. But I don't know that the appetite for baseball is that strong in Montreal. I mean, what do our Canadian friends think? I mean, I love Canada. It's no knock on Canada. I've had two chances to live there. Todd B says, talk more West Coast teams like Portland and Salt Lake. I think Salt Lake would pony up the money faster than Portland. Portland's cool though. I mean, you know, Dale Murphy's part of the Utah organization trying to get a team. So yeah, don't contract the. No, not. I don't think that's going to happen. But that raise. I mean, Tampa Bay. It's so weird. I've had people tell me, well, it's because it's hell to get to that ballpark. They field a good team, but their fans just aren't supporting them. And I can kind of get those owners. Let's not contract the Pirates, but let's get rid of Bob Nutting. I mean, even Andrew McCutcheon basically said as much over the weekend without actually saying the name. Yeah, dollar is so much stronger than the peso. It just doesn't work economically in Mexico. It's face it though, man. So of course it would be a little bit more over, but interesting time zone thing. What about Puerto Rico? Huh? Um, why not? Any chance there won't be a lockout? Nashville just spent big money on the Titans. Mayor said, "Don't look for money for a stadium." Wow, I think there is going to be a lockout. I really do. All right, Kling at the bat, and Johnny Kling lines one into left field with two outs. And the Cubbies making some noise now. Schulte will stop at second. Continues. I'll just glance over. All right, here's Jimmy Sheckard, nothing for one. Cubs making some noise now. 3 base hits. No team has yet played at anybody. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Jimmy Sheckard goes down swinging. So the Cubbies get 2 base runners. They do not capitalize. We go to the bottom of the fourth. No score here in this one-and-done tournament. Boston.com teams 1906 Cubs, 1986 Mets. All right, back at the top of the order, Lenny Dykstra, Wally Backman, Keith Hernandez drew up Jack Feaster with 3 Ks through 3 innings of work. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes to nails. And Dykstra swings, and this is going to be a little center fielder to center fielder as Lenny Dykstra will fly out to Solly Hoffman in center field. 1 up, 1 down for Wally Backman. Backman is nothing for one. Backman digs in the box. Jack Feaster eyeing him up. Now Johnny Kling sets up the target. Count full to Backman. Backman swings, scorched to third, and Harry Steinfeld had the ball, dropped it. That was hit hard. Let's see. They're gonna give Backman the hit. So no error on the play there. Steinfeld, that was a bad, short, nasty hop. But I mean, Backman, good contact on the ball and good save by Steinfeld. That's an easy double, if not a possible triple. So good play. All right, second hit for the New York Mets as Keith Hernandez squidges into the box now. Hernandez, nothing for one. Asked Dolly to build her Nashville stadium. Yeah, Dolly Parton could easily do it. I don't know if she's a baseball fan, but yes, she definitely could. I know she's a Beatles fan, and I don't mean me, but the actual Beatles. She actually got Paul McCartney and Ringo together to do that recording, redoing with her singing as well of Let It Be. And McCartney and Ringo both on that. So Dolly Parton, considerable power, and lots of money. I'd love it. I love it. Get Dolly Parton involved in some baseball. All right, here we go. Count even on Keith Hernandez. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and this one slider inside. Beautiful pitch by Jack Feaster to pick up his 4th strikeout. All right, Kevin Mitchell 1 for 1 in this game. The Mets only have 2 hits. 3-0 pitch. Mitchell holds up, and the appeal down to first. They say he did not go around. So 2 Mets on, 2 away, brings up Darryl Strawberry now. Strawman, nothing for 1. He's 1 for 5 overall in this tournament. 0-2 pitch. Strawberry late swing on that one on a changeup, badly fooled by Jack Feaster. Strikeout number 5. The Mets strand 2. We go to the top of the 5th inning. We still have no score. And it'll be Joe Tinker, Johnny Evers, and Jack Feaster due up for the 1906 Chicago Cubs. The Cubby shortstop has yet to get a hit in this tournament. We are in round 2. First game in round 2. 1-0 pitch. Tinker swings. Slow roller to short. Tinker tearing down the line, and they get him. Kevin Mitchell with a quick throw to get the fleet-footed Joe Tinker. 1 up, 1 down now for the Crab, Johnny Evers. 1-2 pitch on the way to Evers. Popped out to Mitchell his last time up. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fastball by Gooden, and that is strikeout number 5. So Gooden and Feaster right now even in the K department. And here is Jack Feaster. He is nothing for 1. 2 away, top of the 5th. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Curveball that time by Gooden. 3 up, 3 down for the 1906 Cubs. We go to the home half of the 5th inning here at Shea Stadium. No score. It'll be the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Ray Knight, Mookie Wilson, and Gary Carter. Johnny Kling sets the target. Ray Knight in the box, 0 for 1. Lefty Feaster ready to deal 5 Ks and a walk thus far. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ray Knight grounded out to Evers his last time up, and he's going to do it again. Evers up with the ball, and it's Evers to Chance. 1 away here, and the 5th inning brings up Mookie Wilson. Mookie nothing for 1 today. Johnny Kling sets up a little bit inside. The 0-2 pitch to Wilson. Flew out his last time up, and swing and a miss. And Jack Feaster brings his strikeout total up even with Gooden. 6 strikeouts apiece for these pitchers, and here is Gary Carter. Nothing for 1. Behind 1 and 2, and badly fooled on that one. Jack Feaster has that nasty changeup. 7 strikeouts for him. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Go to the top of the 6th. No score here. Neither team asking nor granting quarter. Back at the top of the order for the 1906 Cubs, Harry Steinfeld, Solly Hoffman, and Frank Chance. Steinfeld 1 for 2. The Cubs with just 3 hits in this game. The Mets with 2. No errors, so clean ball game thus far. 1-2 pitch on the way to Steinfeld. Third baseman swings. Oh, dive and stop there at short. Beautiful play there by Kevin Mitchell, and able to get up and get the out. Great play there. Kevin Mitchell flashing the leather for the New York Mets. All right, one down. Here's Sully Hoffman now. Hoffman nothing for 2. Count full. Here's the Gooden pitch. Hoffman swings, and this one driven to left. This is going to get down, and it's going to be trouble. Bounces off the wall there in left field, and Hoffman with a 1-out stand-up double. All right. Excellent contact, and Hoffman has incredible speed. And here's a great hit and run tandem right now. Runner in scoring position for the 1906 Chicago Cubs. And yes, some dead ball teams have advanced even beyond these Cubbies right now. Sentimental favorite, though, in this one, in this tournament, is the 1922 St. Louis Browns. They made it into round 2, so we will get to their game at some point. All right, the peerless leader, nothing for 2. A chance to knock in Sully Hoffman and draw the first tally here. 1-1 pitch. And the runner goes. The throwdown by Gary Carter. The tag is not in time. So they're bringing the dead ball game here. Sully Hoffman now potential first run in the ball game. Just 90 feet away. Chance back in the box. Count full on Frank Chance. Here we go. Grounded out. Grounded to third. They're going to look the runner back. And Chance has wheels, but they get him by a gnat's eyelash over there at first. So 2 down, and now Wildfire Schulte has to hope for the rare wild pitch or pass ball or something, or a safety here to get Hoffman in. So Chance with a great opportunity going by the boards here. Good pitcher's duel we got going on. Gooden works from the stretch. And they're going to walk Wildfire Schulte to get to Johnny Kling, who is 1 for 2. All right, so speed on the base paths for the 1906 Chicago Cubs. Johnny Kling 1 for 2 on the day. Gooden has the sign, works from the stretch, sets and deals the 1-0 pitch. Kling swings, and this one is going to be trouble into the right field alley, to the wall, and gone. The dead ballers coming through with there we go, a touch 'em all. How about it? So 3-0. 3-0 for the Chicago Cubs. Wow. So let's have a look at that one again. And again, I rarely look at the replay. Why it's seeing back-to-back jacks there, I have no idea. Because it wasn't. But anyhow, here we go. Johnny Kling got his money's worth on this one. There we go, right off the Mohegan Sun sign. Out there in right center field at Shea. Touch 'em all, touch 'em all, touch 'em all. Johnny Kling. Here's Jimmy Sheckard now. 3-0 Chicago lead here in the top of the 6th. Sheckard is nothing for 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Struck out his last time up. Sheckard swings, soft liner to third, and no problem for Ray Knight. But 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The 1906 Cubs lead the 1986 Mets 3-0. Jack Feaster to face Danny Heap. So Dwight Gooden's day is done. This will be Danny Heap, Lenny Dykstra, and Wally Backman. Danny Heap 1 for 1 in this tournament. All right, here we go. Davey Johnson pulling the string on the dock, giving him the hook. That intentional walk was a brutal decision. It really, really was, right? Dwayne says, kiss it goodbye. That was quite a crunch. Yeah, tough decision there because Kling could pop the ball a little bit and showed us that there. All right. Feaster ready to go. 7 strikeouts and 1 walk through 5. 2-0 pitch on the way to Danny Heap. And he swings, and here we go. This one over short into center field for a base hit. So good contact. Danny Heap seeing the ball really well. And here comes Lenny Dykstra. Nails nothing for 2. Mets know that this is going to be a pivotal inning for them. They got to answer. 0-2 pitch. Dykstra swing and a miss. And again, it's that changeup. Jack Feaster just coming with that change of pace. Strikeout number 8. one away. Danny Heap, average speed, hangs out at first. Not quite hugging the bag, but conservative lead there as Wally Backman in the box now. 1 for 2 on the day. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Backman cuts on this one. Slow roller. Steinfeld is going to go to Evers for out number 2. Chance getting to that play. Good play on both ends of that one. Steinfeld going for that slow roller, high roller to Frank Chance. He's able to pull it down to get out number 2. Danny Heap advances to second on the play, and here's Keith Hernandez. Tell Chance to guard his 5-hole. All right, Hernandez, nothing for 2. Hernandez, first pitch swinging. Oh, hard ground ball to third. Steinfeld to Chance, and that is it. So New York Mets get a hit, strand a man in scoring position. We head to the top of the 7th. The 1906 Cubs 3, the 1986 Mets nothing. And Jesse Orozco will come on in relief. Orozco's record in this tournament, 2 innings worked with 2 strikeouts. Gave up just 1 hit. He will face Joe Tinker, Johnny Evers, and Jack Feaster. 1-2 pitch on the way from the lefty, Jesse Orozco. And beautiful pitch in there. Swing and a miss, and Tinker going for the slider and knew he had no chance to cat it. But offered nonetheless. And here's Johnny Evers now. The Crab, nothing for 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes for Evers. Evers tried to hold up. They appeal to third. They say, you went around, son. Grab some pines. So 2 up, 2 down now for the giant killer, Jack Feaster. 2-2 pitch to Feaster. Struck out his last time up. Feaster swings. Soft roller to Ray Knight over there at third. And he will make the long throw across the diamond. Chicago goes quietly. 7th inning stretch time. 3-0. Cubs over the Mets. All right, as Aaron Reed would say, let me hear ya. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning, Jack Feaster, at least according to the graph down there, showing some signs of fatigue. And again, I have this league set to default modern era pitching, or pitchers like Jack Feaster be out there all day. So Feaster might be showing signs of fatigue. Right now, though, going to the bottom of the 7th, a 3-hit shutout. So Kevin Mitchell, Darryl Strawberry, Ray Knight due up for the Metropolitans. I need to give that up. I need that. Oh my God! It'll help to kill Lemmy. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Clinton is tough, man. Clinton is tough. Let's again remind you guys in memory and legacy of Clinton's son who fell asleep in the Lord. Please, if you have a few bucks to spare, you got some blankets around, some doggy toys, anything, or just a few bucks to spare, right? Yeah. Please donate to your local, and let me say this, your local animal shelters, guys. I know that the SPCA and the Humane Society, they both have these commercials they put on the telly on national and stuff like that. Do not, please, whatever you do not donate to the national organizations. Donate to your local shelters. The money that goes to the headquarters of the SPCA and Humane Society, animal shelters never, ever see that. So please, good memory as for Clinton's son, you're doing a good thing, certainly for the animals and for yourself. And if you really want to do something cool, why don't you go out and adopt yourself a cat or 3 or a dog or 3 or whatever. Adopt, don't buy. Adopt, don't buy. And for those of you who like full bred dogs, you can find full breeds and even in shelters too. So please do. Okay. Oh, really? Was it? So Clinton says, got me hooked into local shells. Brian Y, of all people. Yeah, it's I know from having worked in them as staff, shelters, They are so grateful. You know, another thing you can do, guys, if you don't have the money, you don't have some stuff lying around, but you want to get out, you got a little bit of free time in your hands. Once you volunteer at a shelter, you can you lots of things you can do because shelter staff uh, they just simply don't have time to. So for the animals that are ready to be adoptable, you know, you can socialize cats. You know, just go and hang out, pet them, walk dogs, you know, wash dishes. It's super rewarding. So a lot of things help out these beautiful animals that end up in the shelters because, you know, human beings kind of irresponsible, but I think most folks are good. So please, you know, remember them. Remember them. The ones that don't have a voice but had good voices like Clinton's son. All right, here's Kevin Mitchell. Mitchell Strawberry and Night Dew Up. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Kevin Mitchell walked his last time up, and this time, little flare out into short left, and Joe Tinker has it. 1 up, 1 down. So Clinton says he has 2 tuxedo kitties, Lemmy and Ozzy. Lemmy's 6-toed and drinks water from your faucets. I love when cats do that. And Ozzy loves Judge Judy with Mama. That's so cool. Oh my god, I love when cats drink out of water faucets. It's hilarious. Some friends of mine and I had a cat, and instead he didn't want to get his face wet. So what he would do, a smart cat, man, he would take his paw and just kind of like bat the water and catch it in his mouth. It was just amazing to watch. Just bat, 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 and he got his fill of water. All right, 1 down, and here's the straw man. Strawberry nothing for 2. 1-2 pitch on the way. Strawberry strikeout victim last time and this time. 9th strikeout for Jack Feaster, even though the graph is showing he's running out of gas. It was 91 on the gun on that fastball. All right, 2 away. Here's Ray Knight. Ray Knight has not been able to solve Mr. Feaster at all. It's nothing for 2 for him. Count full to Ray Knight. Grounded out his last time up. Swing and a miss. 10th strikeout for Jack Feaster, getting into that groove. So we go to, eventually, the top of the 8th inning. Chicago leads New York 3-0. Doug Sisk will come on now in relief for the New York Metropolitans. Sisk making his first appearance in this Boston.com tournament. Harry Steinfeld back at the top of the order. Sully Hoffman and Frank Chance due up for the '06 Cubbies, and I don't mean the 2000-06 Cubbies either. 1-1 pitch on the way from Doug Sisk. Steinfeld swings, grounder ranging far, was right over there at short, making a nice play on that ball is Kevin Mitchell. The strong peg to Keith Hernandez, off-balance throw. So Steinfeld retired 1 away for the center fielder for the Cubbies, Sully Hoffman. 1 for 3. 1-1 pitch, had a double back in the 6th. Hoffman swings, hard hit ground ball to third. Ray Knight gobbling it up. Close play at first, and they get him. 2 up, 2 down. Good defense here for the Metropolitans. Here comes Frank Chance. Nothing for 3. 0-1 pitch on the way. Grounded out to Ray Knight his last time up. Chance swings, and this is going to be a line drive base hit all the way in the corner here at Shea. Frank Chance with a 2-out, 2-base hit. No need for you to slide there, peerless leader. You got it. So that will be the 6th base hit for the Chicago Cubs and a 3rd extra base hit in this game. And here's Wildfire Schulte, who was intentionally walked last time. All right, so he's 1 for 2. Doug Sisk peers in, has the sign from Gary Carter. One last look at the fleet-footed Frank Chance on at second. And they're going to walk him again. So for the second time in this game, Wildfire Schulte is intentionally walked. And Johnny Kling was at bat. He came up to bat after Schulte, and we know what happened the last time. Yes, we did. A big kaboom, baby. Or as our Red Sox would say, to the moon, Alice. So Johnny Kling homered his last time up. Responsible for all 3 Chicago Cubs runs. Frank Chance at second. Wildfire Schulte at first. 2 down. Top of the 8th action here. 3-0. Doug Sisk rubs up the ball. Now he's asking for the man in blue for another one. Gets one tossed out. At the rosin bag. Bends in. Has the sign from Gary Carter. Comes to the belt high set and the 2-1 pitch. Johnny Kling swings. Slow roller to short. And a little hesitation out there by Kevin Mitchell. But they get him. Oof. So this time it doesn't bite the Mets in the arse. The Cubs strand two. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mets find themselves in the short end of a 3-0 stick. Better get those insurance runs. They don't have a bullpen. How about it? Well, a little late there, but Jack Feaster hanging tight. He's at 104 pitches right now. And again, normalized to default modern era pitching. And Feaster running on guts now, baby. 104 pitches. Mookie Wilson, Gary Carter, and in a pinch hitter, I would assume, for Mr. Sisk, for Doug Sisk. Like to protest this game. Keith Hernandez, DeLucia and Harry Seinfeld says modern relic. All right, this game is officially under protest. All right, Mookie Wilson in the game is nothing for two. Count full on Wilson. His family's nuts. And Mookie Wilson holds up. All right, could this be the chink in the armor? As Parallel League so correctly points out, no bullpen. No bullpen. And that's it. How about that? So very quickly, they're going to go to relief pitcher here. Jack Harper. So Jack Harper having himself a good tournament. 1 win, no losses. He worked 2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 1, a 9 ERA. But helped the Cubs in that forget who they played to get into round 2. But here we go. It's win or go home. 2-2 pitch by Harper. Grounder. Evers to Tinker to Chance. So we got to at least, almost. Okay, come on. We got to get it in the right order. We need a 6-4-3 double play by these Cubs. Never get that lucky, right? All right, here's Hojo now, pinch hitting. So Doug Sisk is indeed done. And Johnson making his first appearance in this tournament. Lefty digs in against Jack Harper. 1-2 pitch on the way. Batting left against Harper. Oh, and this one scorched to left. Gets down, and these New York fans have not had a lot to cheer about. So 4th base knock here for the New York Mets. Good contact, and Howard Johnson has got some speed. And the Chicago battery now may have, at least Chicago fans who've made the trip here to the Big Apple, hoping that their battery has not gotten into a sense of complacency, because now they've got to worry about a speedy runner on first and a good contact hitter in Lenny Dykstra as we swing around to the top. However, Dykstra 0 for 3 against Jack Feaster. See what he does against Jack Harper. Here's the pitch. Dykstra, first pitch swinging, fly ball center field, and ranging to his right is Solly Hoffman. He makes the catch. So the New York Mets strand 1 on a hit. We head to the 9th. Chicago Cubs lead 3-0. We go to the New York 9th. We will see the 2-3-4 hitters, Backman, Hernandez, and Mitchell. Now it's Jimmy Sheckard, Joe Tinker, and Johnny Evers. Roger McDowell on the bump now for the New York Mets. McDowell making his first appearance in this Boston.com tournament. Thanks, guys, for hanging out tonight. We still got 17 holding in. So thank you very much for joining us for some Monday, well, now it's Tuesday morning baseball. Is it not? Yes, it is. 0-2 pitch on the way now. Jimmy Sheckard at the plate. Swing and a miss. And McDowell bringing something kind of a fast off-speed job there. 87 on the gun. And there he is. And it is our good friend Paul Fay. FAC Sports Desk with Paul. Rock and roll scouser, beta tester, play tester for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and a great friend of the family. Welcome in, Paul. It is great to see you. Great to see you. All right. If Cubs have Ed Rollbach available, it's game over. Is Rollbach? Yeah, if he should be. I don't think Rollbach. Yeah. So he is available. Rollbach hasn't pitched in this yet at all. So there he is. All right. Here's Joe Tinker now. Nothing for 3. So the Cubs looking to advance to round 3. 1-0 pitch on the way to Joe Tinker. Tinker swings on this one and sinking liner to left. Mookie Wilson on his horse makes the catch. All right, 2 away. Here's the Crab, Johnny Evers. Nothing for 3. Struck out twice in this game. Evers at least gets the ball or the bat on the ball this time. Soft little pop out in the infield to Keith Hernandez. Bottom of the 9th as the Cubs go quietly. Cubs holding on to a 3-0 lead. And Jack Taylor. This guy was tough. Jack Taylor. So I'm going to look at Jack Taylor here really quickly. So Jack Taylor, it's making me look at his batting. Damn it. There we go. What do we got here? So Jack Taylor, tough pitcher. Tough pitcher. So you can see his record here. Let's see. So Jack Taylor began his career in 1898 and went up to 1907. 152, 139 overall record, lifetime ERA of 2.66. 657 strikeouts. His 2 big strikeout years were 1904 and 1905. So Jack Taylor, very, very tough pitcher. All right. But Rulebach would have been excellent. Big Ed Rulebach, tough pitcher too, huh? So Paul and Clinton doing a little bit of chin wagging here. So sound cuts out. That's just because I'm switching windows. A rule box, I believe, says Modern Relic, the only pitcher in history to throw both games of doubleheader, and both were shut out. So not the only one to throw both games of doubleheader, but I think the consecutive shutouts, I think you're right about Rulebach. I think he is the only pitcher to ever thrown a doubleheader shutout type thing. Pretty sure you're right about that. Yep. So preparing for evacuation because of fires. Oh my God. Yikes. Yeah, be careful, Paul, as Clinton says. Here we are heading into the waning days. We have about a month left of summer, but fires in Cyprus. Be careful, my friend. Be careful, you and Mrs. Paul, please. All right, here we go. Last chance for the New York Mets. Right now, the Cubbies shutting them out here. Just a 4-hitter going. 1-2 pitch on the way now. Jack Taylor ready to deal here to Wally Backman. Here we go. Backman swings, slow roller. Johnny Evers to Frank Chance, 1 up, 1 down. Cubs now 2 outs away from advancing to round 3. Keith Hernandez, hitless in 3 attempts. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Taylor's delivery. Hernandez swings, and this one driven up the middle. Base hit. 5th hit for the New York Mets. Hernandez thought about second, but Solly Hoffman, strong arm out there in the center pasture. Hernandez, not a lot of speed at first. Here's Kevin Mitchell. So the potential tying run at the plate. Kevin Mitchell 1 for 2 on the day. Jack Taylor not phased at all. Here's the pitch. Oh, throws over quickly, and they got Keith Hernandez. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, that hurts. So not the potential tying run anymore. Let's look at that one again. Quick move, and Keith Hernandez caught too far off the bag. Oh, wow, man. Oh my God. That is crazy. 112 degrees. Ugh. God, that's disgusting, man. That is, that's terrible. Yeah, we're getting some cool down here in PA as well, Clinton. Yeah, that'll teach Hernandez for spitting on Steinfeld. There we go. All right. Wow, that was absolutely huge. What a quick move by Jack Taylor. We were talking about complacency for the Chicago Battery, and maybe it's just been that the Mets haven't been used to having anybody on base. It's up to Kevin Mitchell now. 1-1 pitch. Here we go. Mitchell swings. This should be the ball game. Fly ball center field. No, it isn't. It's over Sully Hoffman's head. So that getting caught, napping at first looms large for the New York Mets because this would have been a 3-1 ball game. So 2 down, and the pressure is on. So the wind carrying that one a little bit here in the Queen's Knight. And here comes Darryl Strawberry. So Strawberry, even if he hits a home run, Ray Knight and still has a job of work ahead of him. Strawberry, nothing for 3. He's been stymied. Stymied has been most of these Mets, obviously, by the Cubs staff. Jack Feaster just absolutely twirled a gem, and now Jack Taylor on to shut it down here. 1-0 pitch on the way to Strawberry, and this one over Joe Tinker's head into left, and here we go. Now they're inching forward in their seats here at Shea Stadium as the potential tying run walks into the box now in the personage of Ray Knight. So Kevin Mitchell at third, Strawberry at first, and Strawberry's got some speed. Ray Knight, nothing for 3. Not known for his power, but here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We're going to pitch by pitch mode for this. Yes, we are. We are going to pitch by pitch mode. All right, we are ready to go. Jack Taylor from the stretch, and the pitch to Ray Knight, and this one in there, fastball. Strike 1. Ray Knight steps out of the box for a minute, calls time. Smacks the dirt off his spike, gets back in there. The man in blue signals to play ball. Johnny Kling sets the target again for Jack Taylor from the set, and the 0-1 pitch. And Ray Knight looks at one low. So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack Taylor working quickly. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Ray Knight looks at strike 2. Ray Knight turns around to the man in blue. Not pleased with that one. That fastball in there. Jack Taylor getting the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Ray Knight. Back in the box. Potential tying run for the Mets. 2 down, bottom of the 9th. And this win or go home tournament. Will the Cubs advance to round 3, or will the Mets live to fight another inning, or even another round, or another day? Here we go. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's your ball game. The 1906 Chicago Cubs will advance to round 3. What a ball game. 3-0. And you guys saw it here, and I think Keith Hernandez getting caught napping at first was absolutely huge. I don't read these too often here, so we'll just go through our own little recap here. So 1906 Cubs move on to round 3. The line for them, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the New York Mets of 1986, no runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Let's see. So we had an Evers to Tinker to Chance and an Evers to Tinker to Chance. So the 2 double plays were not Tinker to Evers to Chance, but still Frederick P. Adams, if you're listening up there in heaven, it does fit the meter of your poem. So big home run in this game by Johnny Kling. Johnny Kling, was that one swing of the bat there by Johnny Kling that did it. Johnny Kling, excellent stuff. So let's look at first Dwight Gooden. Dwight Gooden survived 6 against the Cubbies. 5 hits, 3 earned runs. He did strike out 6, but gave up that home run to Johnny Kling, and that was all she wrote, baby. Jesse Orozco worked an inning in relief with 2 strikeouts. Doug Sisk worked 1 inning, gave up a hit. And McDowell, well, what are you going to say? He struck out a batter, so that's something. So New York Mets will go home. The Chicago Cubs will move ahead. Jack Feaster with the win. Had himself a 3-hitter when he exited the game. Walked 2, struck out 10. Absolutely dominant performance. It was a day of Jacks here for the Chicago Cubs in 1906. Jack Harper worked 1 in relief. And then Jack Taylor picking up the save with 3 hits and a strikeout. Your player of the game, no surprise, Jack Feaster. So the Chicago Cubs in 1906 do it. on the road against the Mets. And that is it. Let's look at it. Let's look at these matchups. So we won't see it, but the Cubbies will be over here somewhere, over here. And that's it. So I don't know when we're going to be doing the next game in this particular thing, but I do hope you guys are enjoying it. And we've gone on really long. We did Myths League thing. We did a little bit of tutorial, very quick tutorial stuff. We showed a couple things in Pearson Baseball. Went back and did this game. It's been a long night, but a good one. Juan Relic says, woohoo. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Good stuff. Glad you came in, Paul. Um, there we go. Whenever I have time, let you message request to Discord. I will take a look tomorrow, Aaron. I've got to turn in soon, but I will. Yeah, so I'm waiting, Paul. I'm waiting. I'm waiting as soon as you can get that sent over, man. So let me see. Paul says, well, Clinton, last day of pocket pen and run testing today, been mopping up ridiculous scoring mistake he put in. Fielder's choice not counting as in a bat. Stress testing. And then, yeah, so I didn't get that. I know you said about that latest file a few days ago, but it was never sent. So I've been stress testing it. And so far, and now I'm staying in the dead ball. Oh, so that'll be today? Okay, thank you, Paul. Take care of yourself first. Make sure you're safe. That's what's most important. But guys, it's boy, does it look nice. And that's all I can say right now. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to Pocket Pennant Run, and so I'm staying strictly in dead ball. And Paul, I've got to at least say this: um, it's been playing. Oh, you're very, very welcome, Modern Relic. It's my pleasure, my friend. Believe me, to hang out with the family a little bit here. Really do. All right, so Clinton's going to crash. Be well, my friend. We'll always bear with you, brother. You know that. Okay. All right, Clinton, sleep well. Just some closing thoughts quickly on Pocket Pennant Run, guys. I am pleased. So Paul asked me to just concentrate on dead ball baseball, and I'm pleased to say that it's playing. You guys know very early on when Pocket Pennant Run came out, I was saying, well, the dead ball, it's not dead ball. It's playing a good. It's playing a good game of dead ball. So hats off to Craig, Matt, and Paul. So yeah, I'm sticking strictly with dead ball because I think it's been doing, it does live ball, modern baseball, whatever, really well. It's geared to that, but it's playing a good game of dead ball baseball. I haven't tried any 19th century yet, though, so I should try a couple 19th century games in it too. But so far, so good. Except the only thing I found was that database name mistake so far. I haven't run into any real serious issues. So, oh man, I'm happy to do it, Dwayne. I just want to be catching one of your games soon. So, guys, um, we get this long. I always say goodnight to everybody, but 3 hours in, we topped out at like 28 tonight. Thank you so much. I'm hoping, again, guys, anybody hanging out here, really quickly, before you go to bed or you go off to roll a project or do something, how about a big favor? Let's get RJO Network to 1,000 family members, or I guess he calls them networkers or something like that. I call you guys family, La Familia. But let's get him there. He was at 993 when he came in. I think two people here did say that they subscribed. So let's get Robert over the hump. What do you say? Good guy. Um, so David Baseball Demos, again, earlier tonight. Thursday night, check out his Demolition League 2024. That's gonna be killer. Friday, please join Bernie Strom and I on his channel at 10 o'clock on Friday, Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to be talking about research. What do you do to research? Do you do any research when you're doing a season replay? How far in do you go? Do you stick? So there's going to be a lot of topics. Plus, we're going to talk about print and digital resources that are very good for doing replays. We're going to confine this to baseball, so it's just baseball. But it'd be just fun to get your perspectives when you're doing whatever kind of project. So if you're doing something like this, are you, do you study teams? Like if you were to create some, and I've done some of these, in the past before where I've just selected them myself. You know, what do you use? What, as far as research, we want to talk about that, and it's a great way to just talk about some great print resources that are out there. And I'm going to be talking about some digital. Bernie's going to be doing the print mostly, and I'll be doing mostly digital. But there's going to be one digital one that's super, super cool for primary resources, which is if you're doing deep research, is the best way to go. Read it right from the source. So, yeah, so Jeff, that's going to be, thank you for that. He says, that sounds great. Good night, Clinton. All right. And we will get that going. That's going to be on Bernie Strom's channel. Friday night, hosted by Bernie and me. So it's when it's on my channel, it's the opposite. But Bernie keeps me to an hour. It's amazing. I don't know how he does it. With that said, guys, I really, really appreciate you. I don't know if we do any more baseball this week. It's going to be baseball for Windows. So we're going to switch. We're going to back to 1911 and then back forward into an all-time greats league that I have going on there. With that said, Paul, thank you for coming in. Everybody, all of you, even those who didn't, not a word in chat, thank you a billion times for coming in tonight. It's always cool to hang out with everybody here. It's awesome. I will look for that, Paul. I definitely will, my friend. Thanks very much, and very chuffed that I have a chance to help do some stress testing of Pocket Pennant Run. All right, guys. Until next time. Be safe, have fun, and we'll see you around the batting cage. Good night.